Good evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to stream. It is lovely to have you here, Sage and Josh and Nobu and Sabs, as well as any lurkers. It is always wonderful to have you around. I actually need to send a message just to check something. Because there is something I've thought of that I've forgotten. But yes, hello, how is everybody? Sorry, I know this isn't exciting, but, you know, this is what happens when you don't plan ahead of time. Hello, Trump. Anyway, how has everybody's Wednesday been? My Wednesday has been moderate to good. I would give it. I'm just reaching out to a friend to see if they're interested in hanging out in VC while we play the game. But while that happens, I'm just going to kill the background music and get ready to start the game. Gosh, I don't know how you all do it. You're so cute. You're so cute. We'll see if that works. Hello?
Hi.
Is that my husband, Max?
It is.
It's Max, who's here to dump Dark Souls lore on us.
Yeah, I'm slightly under the weather, but I definitely cannot give this opportunity up.
I hope you feel better, but
I'll be fine. The worst of it was last night, so I'm good now.
Ooh.
If I recall correctly, you were fighting the Bed of Chaos last, weren't you?
Yeah. So I have another question. Oh god, I forgot. I forgot that I'm slowed because of Havel's armor. So I got the Ember, which let me upgrade to +10.
Yes.
Do I need something special to upgrade to +15, or from this point do I just go for like specialty level ups? Chaos or Divine or whatever.
If I recall correctly, you were pretty much just putting points into strength, yeah?
Yeah.
Then just getting to +15 is fine. Usually the special ones are for either low level or for like the more magic stats.
Okay.
There is a time and place for everything. Like if you technically wanted to, you could do a chaos one. It wouldn't harm you, but there's not really a reason to if you're going to be going through strength.
Okay.
And yes, there is a +15 as well.
Because at the moment I can only get to +10, and I say only. I am beating up everything.
Yes, you were very good at this game.
Eh.
Also, Trom, kind of. It's been a while since I've really dove into the lore here, but I'm just kind of like this, so it's in here around. So, which part were you wanting to dive in first?
Well, I heard that there is interesting lore about the Witch of Izalith and the Bed of Chaos.
They are one and the same.
Okay, so the Bed of Chaos is giant, terrifying, tree monster. The Witch of Izalith is presumably a witch.
No. You're making some funny assumptions about how this boss fight goes. The tree itself is being manipulated.
Oh, that's neat.
By the witch.
Hello, Oki.
Also, hi.
Also, I got a Demon Great Axe. Is that something I should perhaps look at?
I've always recommended, like, looking at everything, just like in your own time. Because, like, as me and Cahill have gone out of our way to prove repeatedly, Truly every weapon is viable to some degree or another.
Oh, I've got 2 Demon Great Axes, and also I've got the Dragon King Great Axe, so who cares? Why does this have 380 attack?
Because it's very slow. And that's useful, because the way I do it,
I cannot even two-hand
like,
this at the moment. That's amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they're chunky, but they're very slow. The thing with those tends to be, if you hit them once, they will stagger, and then you just keep swinging until you're out of stamina and or they're dead.
Ideally, the second one.
Yes, but it's also not the end of the world if, like, they do so much damage, Pig. They do so much.
And when you've got Havel's armor, like, you can take a couple of hits.
I'm so glad you found that armor, because I was like, I'm not going to tell you, but I will lose my shit if you find it.
Oh, I was so happy. It's my baby now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for what it's worth, that Dragon King's Great Axe, when you fully upgrade it, it has a base attack value of 570. That's before stat scaling.
Lord.
It's so chunky.
So that's just, yes, you need a 14-point checklist to start your swing.
Pretty much, yeah.
But
Takes 50 strength, so like...
But if you manage to finish that swing, then nothing gets in your way. So it's fine.
Also, follow-up, it can still be enchanted and or buffed.
Oh my lord.
And I know you're not doing a magic build. It's a little bit too late to do that in a way that doesn't kind of make the game harder.
Yeah.
Magic buff weapons in this game, crazy strong.
That's neat to know.
So I can't go too much into the Witch of Izalith just yet, because
I haven't
need to fight her.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say you'll understand more once you fought her, because it's a fun little surprise. It has to do kind of with, like, you remember how there was that weird force field that you had to go in and like break the root for?
Yeah.
Similar to that. But there is the whole area just like having to do with the Witch of Izalith.
Yeah, Lost Izalith is very interesting.
Yeah, so way back when Gwyn was in the war against the dragons, so that they could get, you know, the first flame.
Yeah.
Gwyn basically split it up, and they were like, okay, let's all take our own, and that's why it goes to, you know, the four kings, kind of. Seat the Scaleless, Gravelord Nito, and the Witch of Izalith. And who could forget the furtive pygmy? The Witch of Izalith almost immediately tried to duplicate it, because, I mean, wouldn't you? Could you imagine having two
Wait, I'm
first
sorry.
flames?
I'm sorry, is there a canon item duplication glitch breaking the game?
There is also that, yes. The thing is, she did that, and look at where you're at. It didn't used to be like this.
Yeah, I imagine that people didn't choose to live in this place.
So the Flame of Chaos basically engulfed everyone that was a part of that process, because like the witch had daughters, and they're kind of around.
Yeah.
Like the you know the bug dude who was guarding the Fair Maiden, who I don't think Monte has a name still.
The dude with the like stuff growing out of his back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you gave the 50 humanities to or whatever.
30. But yeah.
She, it's so many. She is one of the daughters of Izalith.
Oh.
That's what it did to her.
Is Quailag as well?
Quailag as well, yeah. If you've noticed, most everything affected by this has like some form of bugginess to it, because like even Ceaseless Discharge is also kind of like that.
Ew, Ceaseless Discharge.
Yeah, it's such a name. One of the most names.
So, this is a situation where I wish I had a GAM-style soundboard, because I just want to play the Mario slide music.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh god, I need to replay Mario 64 at some point.
I need to play Mario 64 at some point. Okay, so I've got to head left and break the thing. That one looks like it's already broken.
Yeah, you did the left one already. You need to go to the right.
Oh yes! This boss is so poorly designed that they actually keep your progress.
Yes.
Oh my lord.
And I still hate it. This game makes me hate Dark Souls 1.
You mean this boss?
This fight. I'm very tired of painful bleeds. Yeah, this fight alone. I love everything about Dark Souls 1 except for this.
That seems entirely valid.
If you're not wearing pretty much exactly what you're wearing, those hands will 1 to 2 shot you. And don't worry, even with the armor, those pits will 1 shot you.
Yeah, I know the pits will do that.
And one of my least favorite mechanics in any game ever is a 1-shot kill mechanic.
Yes.
Would you like to observe some cheese for your own sanity?
Sure.
Cool. If you save and exit the game, and then join back in, it'll put you right back at the start, so you don't have to parkour your way back.
I'm sorry, I have to parkour my way back?
If you don't do that, you have to make your way back to the center, and then go forward.
Oh, she's got cool glowy wings, or it.
I mean, it is a she, technically. It is the Witch of Izalith, kind of. But yeah, you have to make your way through more pitfalls in the floor to get back to where you start the boss fight at, and then run down the middle to go kill the boss itself.
I appreciate your cheese advice.
If it was anything but this boss fight, I would wait, but I hate this boss so much.
That's only because you're correct.
I don't remember what mod it was, but I've only found one mod that replaces her entirely as a boss. And it also has a joke fight right after, and I'm like, man, I just want the good boss, because it just has her as a pyromancer.
That's cool.
Yeah, right?
So now do I have to hit her in big ol' face? Oh, excuse me.
Yep. I'm so sorry. Trom, the more the better.
Excuse me?
Uh-huh.
I have.
It's one of the coolest boss designs, in my opinion, and boy howdy, I would skip that boss every single chance I got if I could.
I've got pretty good armor. My stats are solid at this point.
Legitimately, like, you leveled resistance a couple points. You're tankier than most people would be at this point, and it's still doing that much damage to you. Imagine anything less.
Oh, good lord. Trump, what happened was a terrible boss to me.
And, like, I've tried looking up guides for this boss to make it easier. I'm like, no. It's really just, she does sweeps sometimes. If she does, rip.
That's always good design.
I mean, yeah, right? But yeah, so you remember Chaos Witch Quelaag?
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite spider.
I remember her sister, who was equally hot, but also kind.
I was gonna say, so Quelaag's also kind. The entire reason she's there is to guard her sister.
Oh, now I feel real bad about killing her.
Yeah. And then her sister, I don't know if anyone told you about her sister, like, doing what she does and why she's surrounded by those infested people.
Not really, but I'm curious.
It's a little gross, because it's bugs.
It's also Dark Souls, of course it's gross.
I mean, yeah. Essentially, the people in Blighttown surprisingly got infected with gross. And she basically, like, pulls it into herself, and that's why she's kind of fucked up and merged into the wall like that.
Oh, so she's trying to help them?
Yeah.
Oh, now I like her even more. Hello,
also,
Sage.
Sage. I got a funny DM from Pig that was like, hey, you offered lore, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Pig got hit by my autism beam.
You cannot handle the uber instincts of my uber autism.
I mean, yeah, basically. It's me when any Souls game is brought up. I'm like, you want lore? I've got it. I've got all of it.
Hello,
Let me
Jay.
pull out my spreadsheets.
Yes, Jay. Peak face. Also, I forgot to beam. You know, the whole thing.
Oh my god, yeah, I was gonna say, that's a thing, isn't it?
What are we looking at? Juicy pear or booger? That's neat. Salty and gross or sweet and gross? That's gonna look terrible on green screen. Actually, it looks weirdly okay.
I've never had those beans, and I don't think I ever will unless it's for a charity.
Oh.
I've heard that is one of the worst.
It's not my least favorite. Unsurprisingly, like, barf is worse.
Isn't Isn't there a fish one that I'm pretty sure I saw physical pain on you with?
Rotten fish is bad, but I feel like the one that just lasts the longest is stinky socks. Because somehow they managed to capture the feeling of chewing on cotton. Which, yes, I know, because...
Oh, no, listen. I grew up with Pike, I'm used to that.
Because autistic, you know.
It was both, actually. But, like, yeah, I've actually talked to my sister about that, because, like, we were hanging out just, like, downstairs at some point, and she said something about, like, remember how we used to eat sand? And I was like, yes, of course I do. Every child ate sand. My mom was like, no. What are you two talking about? Why were you eating sand? And my sister was just like, it tasted good. I don't know what you
It doesn't taste good, but it has a good crunch.
Well, like, we live in the South, where specifically, and like, mind you, I do not eat sand or dirt anymore.
Wait,
but,
Nikki? Wait, I'm sorry. There's a Nikki? No.
There's a Nikki.
Nikki,
yeah, there was.
Hello.
She said hello in bed of beans, which, yeah. But she was reminiscing, because we used to live in central Alabama, where there is famously a bunch of red clay.
Okay.
And for some reason, she was like, my air conditioner in my car started smelling like that sand, and I could not get the memories of us just eating that out of my mind. My sister, or my mom was just like glaring at us like, what the fuck is wrong with you two? And so, like, no, the idea of, like, I know it sounds weird that it has, like, the texture of chewing cotton. I was like, no, I get it.
Yeah.
I put many weird things in my mouth as a child.
I'm just going to put the game's volume down a little bit. I think it might be overwhelming your voice.
That happens. I'm very quiet.
But you're also very cute, so you know.
Aw, my feelings. I just don't have the energy to fight it anymore.
Good. Oh, poop. I did a fall. Okay, so Quaylag is nice and murderous. Mm-hmm. Her sister is nice and compassionate.
Her sister is basically fused into a wall because she was too compassionate. Also, there's a ring you can get that lets you talk to her and actually hear her.
Yes, so I've heard.
I didn't think you'd bother doing that, because, wow.
Oh, is it a lot?
I don't remember if it is, but it was out of the way. And the ceaseless discharge is canonically, their brother. And he got treated the worst.
Apparently I've got tin can audio. I don't know how to fix that.
And you sound fine for me.
Anybody else hearing the same thing?
No, you sound the same.
Oh my lord!
Yeah, it's...
What? What am I meant to do? Am I just meant to sprint?
So A, there's a pit there, and if you see that main route,
you
have to find where you can fall on that.
Like, that's what I figured. It's getting to there that was giving me trouble.
The way that I try to do it, and it's still a crapshoot because AI, is you see those two like pillars that are at the start of the room to your left and right?
Yeah.
I would wait behind one of those
for the first attack to happen.
Until she used one of her scythe things. Because like those weird wing things also have like these flaming scythes. She has an attack where she'll slam one down and then the other and pull them back. And what I would do is wait for that attack to start and immediately sprint to where that log is.
Okay.
And hope and pray that she didn't do the sweep and just launch me into the pit.
Okay. Also, do you mean quick roll? Because that ain't happening.
You can still run perfectly fine.
Yeah, I can run. And I'm not taking the Pavel's armor for nothing.
If you're not overburdened, you can still just run perfectly fine. It's just your rolling that gets kind of funky.
Yeah. I like how with this guy, if I just wait to attack him, I can stagger him so badly that he's a pushover now.
Oh yeah, he's one of those really good things of like, remember when this was a hard boss, and now he's pretty much just like a vaguely annoying enemy.
I like when games do that.
I mean, Xenoblade, my beloved.
Yes.
They love going and doing the reverse, actually, where they're like, hey, you remember that like funny wolf thing? What if it was level 85? Have fun, champ.
But Xenoblade also likes going, hey, so every enemy in this area is between level 6 and 10, except this one who's level 90. He is on the critical path.
Don't walk blindly.
Yeah. Our game does not have stealth mechanics, so Do your best.
God, I need to finish Xenoblade 3. I've been like
You really
slowly
do.
chipping away at it. Like I saw your reaction to it, like you being done with it, and I was like,
Oh,
okay.
it's
Pig would like be very clear if it was bad.
oh, it's not bad. I've heard some people say negative things, and those people are fools.
I have complaints about the first 4 hours of it, but like I've also got 30 plus hours logged so far, so like it wasn't enough to deter me. It just kind of bothered me.
Oh,
But you remember
30
when
plus
we
hours.
saw the Ceaseless? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm almost an eighth of the way there. You remember when you were running through Ceaseless Discharge's arena?
Yeah.
And you saw him, and you're like, "Oh, hi, buddy."
And
You
then
just
I
kinda
picked
stood
up
there.
a bunch of stuff from a corpse.
Then you stole his sister's clothes right off her corpse. The description for the gear you stole says, worn by the witch Quelana of Izalith, mother of pyromancy and daughter of chaos. She wore this gold-hemmed black set before even the Age of Fire, and it offers strong resistance versus fire, poison, and other perils.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so he was reasonably pissy.
Yeah,
So much of this game is like, yeah, what you did was fucked up. Also, it's mostly required.
Excuse me. This dude just threw a lightning spear that went over the top of this and smacked into the wall.
Oh, yeah. The first time you saw him, I was so scared you were gonna get hit by it.
Yeah. I assume they drop, like, Titanite chunks?
They do not. They drop they drop Demon Titanite because they're Titanite demons.
Oh. Which is...
They are formed from multiple Titanite slabs, kind of fused together. That's why their face is a Titanite slab.
neat. So they're golems, essentially.
Very kind of, but that goes down a path I don't need to be discussing on your stream.
I squeaked.
Yeah, that's... there's also the NPC who does pyromancy stuff for you, which obviously you didn't do pyromancy, so it's chill.
I've got a pyromancy flame.
Well, yeah, but like, there's a whole quest line you have to do to upgrade it to plus 15. Or no, plus 10, and then you upgrade it into a new flame. It's an ordeal.
I've got pyromancy flame plus 4.
Smage, yes. Pig absolutely saved him.
I assume by him you mean best boy Sunbro?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I got the...
I was so scared that you were not going to, and I was like, I don't want Pig to have to see what happens.
I got the parasite. You?
Yeah. Now it's a hat.
Now it's a hat. And I'm assuming the really dark place underneath the cemetery, it will be useful.
Incredibly useful. Normally you have to have an offhand weapon for that. Or wander it blind, which, no.
Yeah. Excuse me? She was setting the ramp on fire?
Oh yeah, it's mostly just aesthetic because you kind of have a set speed, but it does look cool.
Hello, Zach.
Also, yeah, Zach. So far it's been about 20 minutes of this because this boss fight's garbage. Yeah, there's the Scythe move.
Oh. Okay. See, I thought... I thought the route ran down the middle, you know, because of the part of the route you can see.
Yeah, that's one of those things where, like, I wish I could tell you, but, like...
No, that I have to experience.
That, but also stream delay means, like, by the time you were running up, from your perspective, you're already done, and I was like, well...
Max already explained that the bed of chaos is what happens when you try to item dupe glitch the first flame.
Yay. This is the first Lord Soul you're doing, right?
It is.
Okay,
because
I was like, I want to make sure I don't have to catch up on the others.
I know that there is one of those, like, golden gates, not the bridge, in Anor Londo.
Yes.
And they showed 2 others, and I don't know where those are. I know that Valley of Drakes is important for the 4 kings, I think.
Yes.
And if nothing else, it's just a place I haven't explored, so I know I have to go there.
Yeah, so Valley of the Drakes, you get a shortcut that takes you to the Four Kings.
Oh,
After
okay.
you unlock it, obviously. And then... I always forget this, because I just don't... Oh, the other one's in the cemetery.
Yeah, I figured one of them would be there.
Yeah.
I was basically just going to places where I went and didn't fully explore. And, you know, after Quelaag, there's the whole, like, lava lake. And I figured that's one place.
Yeah. This game's really good about vaguely telling you where to go.
Yeah.
Without, like, holding your hand and being like, no, 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 you need to be here. Go do that.
I entirely get why it became, like, the standard for open world action adventure. Because
yeah, it'll, like, show you, like, hey, here's this thing you just did.
Yeah.
That's all you're getting.
In spite of, like, in objective terms, I suppose it is a smaller open world than a lot of the games that came afterwards. And frankly, even a lot of games that have come before. But it's a more open world.
I was gonna say, like, I remember my buddy showing me this game on their CRT.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not like it's a new game. Like, it kind of helped broaden... It got people used to, like, not open world, but, like, multiple choices that led into being an open world.
Thank you, Zach.
Yeah. And, Zach, I have not talked about the mechanics of the fight itself so far, because it ties into the lore in a way that's really funny to me. And it would be way funnier if this fight wasn't hell.
Oh, my giblets.
Oh, no.
Oh. Pneumatic Meat, thank you for gifting a sub to Zach. That is incredibly kind. Also, welcome.
Meat is such a term. It's so perfect.
Is it not amazing?
I'm retroactively mad that I didn't think of a username that clever. That's just my name.
Also, someone said the Duke's Archives, and it just reminded me of the best worst boss fight. Not bad because it's bad mechanically. It's fantastic mechanically. But it is also the Duke's dear friend.
Oh! So I've been doing a playthrough of Dark Souls 2 in my downtime. Because A, I'm prepping for a thing, and B, I play that game like once a year.
Because Dark Souls 2 is good.
It's got a lot of really good stuff in it.
Yeah.
I think it falls prey to the same thing that I defend like Zelda 2 and Super Mario 2, which is people expected more of the first one.
Also, like, especially in the case of Zelda 2, it bothers me when people are like, oh, it diverged from the formula. What formula?
It wasn't a formula. It was literally the second one.
Yeah. And there's only a formula because, let's be honest, A Link to the Past is just a remake of the first one with newer technology.
Yeah. I was talking with my coworker about this because I work with this girl who I swear is like 19. She's like very young.
Hello, Yui.
But, like, oh, howdy, Yui. It was hard, but like so was the first Zelda. If you go into Zelda 1 without a guide...
Oh god, it's impossible.
But like I was talking to my coworker because I also work with her brother who is like 35-ish. And I grew up with retro games anyway, so like we were just talking about that. And she was talking about Mario 2 being the way that it is. And I'm like, yes, they reskinned a different game, but also when game design as a concept isn't really a thing for video games yet, it's hard to do that.
Oh
but,
lord,
like,
come on!
Yeah. But like, I feel like the formula itself doesn't really become a thing until Ocarina of Time, because like,
yeah.
Link to the Past is very reminiscent of 1, and Ocarina of Time is very reminiscent of Link to the Past. Ocarina of Time doesn't play like Zelda 1 though.
Oh my lord! Okay, this one's a rip. Yeah. Wait,
Luckily,
how many beans have I missed? 3, I think.
I believe 3.
Okay, I'm just
I
gonna
enjoy a
grab
lot of
3
Zelda
beans.
games. Oh no.
Yeah, this is how we're doing it.
I've seen you and Shen both do that, and it's always just so alarming.
3 beans.
I'm praying for
that is
nothing
not clear.
good.
Okay, that's on my keyboard. 3 beans. 3, 3, 3. You believe me.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a self-imposed challenge. I don't see why you would lie about it. Okay. Yeah, you enjoy your lurk, bud.
It's the worst timeline. There was one good one in there.
Oh no.
So my brain kept saying, but there's something sweet. Just keep chewing.
No, just enjoy it.
Yeah, there's fish, but there's also like toasted marshmallow. And like you like toasted marshmallow, right?
Yeah, of course. Technically, I like burnt marshmallow, but like,
Oh, you
that
want...
makes me a freak.
I mean, keep in mind, you are neurodivergent.
What?
And I'm sorry you had to find out this way.
Oh god. If I found out in Pig's like 8th Dark Souls stream that I was not the default. So, the only one that you don't actually have to fight to like beat the game in terms of Lord Souls is the Furtive Pygmy, kind of. And he's been through some retcons.
Yeah, I read something which was like, oh, the Furtive Pygmy actually became the Chosen Undead? But...
That's certainly an opinion.
Yeah, I mean...
have not heard that before.
It was on the wiki, which does not mean it's accurate.
The wiki or Fextra Life, because those are two different sources.
One of those. Probably the second one.
So... I mean, shit, you've seen how vague Dark Souls just is when it tells you anything.
Yes.
So, like, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Unless I'm directly quoting either the intro or item text, it's good to just assume conjecture.
Look, I was not... Like, when I read that, I was like, huh? But I don't have the first flame, so what?
Yeah, so with the Furtive Pygmy, it is the progenitor of humanity.
Okay.
If you've noticed the icon for humanity, it kind of looks like a Dark Soul.
Oh,
yeah.
You're so right and smart.
The thing is, it doesn't later in the series, but that's fine. We're just going to deal with this one as it comes. But yeah, essentially, when everyone was scrambling for the first flame, the Pygmy found the Dark Soul. You know, the one that's in the name. And then he basically passed it down, hoping that his descendants would extinguish the fire and usher in the Age of Darkness.
Why would he want that?
Because the Pygmy was an outcast. He was looked down upon. He was smaller and weaker. It's kind of... Also, yes, Mage. The Furtive Pygmy soul itself is kind of put in all of humanity. That's what it is.
So when you say...
At least in DS1.
When you say I don't fight the Pygmy, I do also fight, like, a bunch of hollows, which sort of are.
Well, so here's the thing. We know because of Dark Souls 3 how this ends up going, but back when Dark Souls 1 came out, and then there's DLC for it as well, there was a theory that there's a boss fight in the DLC who's referred to as the Primeval Man and Father of the Abyss. That he was that, just like pissed off and strong.
That makes sense to me.
It does.
Has that been deconfirmed?
Yes, kind of.
Ah, poop.
Yeah, I mean the thing is the DLC uses time travel, dude. Don't think too much about it. It'll hurt.
God damn
it's also still a theory because it's Dark Souls.
That's just a theory.
Yeah. So essentially the overarching, I want to say battle, but that doesn't really fit because it's kind of passive the whole time, is you're trying to either get to the first flame and put it out, or go to it and link it so that it keeps going, extending the Age of Gods.
Okay.
The thing is, Bed of Chaos is one of those gods, and do you really trust a thing like that remaining in power?
No.
But it's also an Age of Darkness is... You know, it's an Age of Darkness, so, like, there's no good options. Which is interesting. I like it.
That sounds suspiciously like a Dark Souls game. There's no good options.
The way that's actually presented is cool, too, because, like, you know how you met Firekeeper Franth, and he was like, oh shit, you did the thing?
Is he a Firekeeper?
Look at that cool bowl. Not a Firekeeper.
But, yeah, big old snake.
The Snake Dude. What is his actual title?
Primeval Serpent?
That's the one. I hate him so much. Giant-ass wizard.
Come on! How is that a fair way to start a fight?
Oh. It seems you forgot what game you're playing, Pig.
I mean, I didn't, but...
If it makes you feel better, this is literally the worst one. Like,
what?
It all gets better from here. every step of the way.
So all of the beans that I didn't eat in previous streams are coming back to haunt me.
You remember when you were like, "Oh, Anne Orlando's supposed to be hard. This is easy," and you beat, I believe, the whole area with what, 1, 2 deaths?
3, but those were all on the boss.
Yeah.
Birthday cake or dirty dishwater, chat?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I use a dishwasher for too long.
It's one of these TikTok hacks where they bake a cake in the dishwasher.
No, don't. Don't tell me about TikTok, man. I avoid it on purpose. I vote for birthday cake, but like, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, Sage. That's between the mods and Pig.
Trump, thank you. Look. No,
I'm
Sage.
observing.
Sage, I've already taken kindness on Quailag. No more.
Did you take kindness on Quailag? I think I was busy with stuff when you were doing the first part of this.
Yeah. So for Quailag, I took a couple of beanless tries.
Oh, gotcha.
But then somebody, I think Shadow Mage, suggested that I two-hand the greatsword because I wasn't using my shield. I was just dodging shockingly well. Hey, guess who messed up?
Was it Smage?
No, this time it was me.
This time.
I'm not going to pretend Smage has never messed up.
Yeah, Greg, that's how eating works.
Oh, Max. You make me laugh.
I appreciate it. So yeah, Mr. Frampt himself is, just a big ol' bootlicker who is like, yeah, the gods have been doing great. Just look at Anne Orlando. They're having such fun over there. And so he convinces you to try and light the flame. If you do a secret side questy thing that I don't know how people even found out about, you meet another snaky lord. Yeah, Darkstalker Koth, who is pretty much the polar opposite. He's like, yeah, the gods suck, dude. You know what's really cool? The fact that you, a regular Hollow, are just kind of doing this. Like, you killed gods, dude. Go put out that flame. Their time is done.
That's neat.
Yeah, I enjoy it because it's the closest that like you can get with a game that's told this way to having like an unreliable narrator. If you just play the game normally, you're told the gods are doing great despite what you're being shown. You're like, okay, well, I guess it's what you have to do. It's how the game goes. And then Koth is like, oh no, dude, shit's fucked.
I mean, at this point, I might as well just jump into the lava.
We
know what's going to happen.
Also, yeah, Zach, it's fair to hate both of them. They take two extremes for the solution that you basically got forced into.
Yes! I zigged, he zagged. Making me the victor.
You gotta watch out for the zag. Sage, it's not that it gaslights you, it's more it very much encourages your first playthrough to have you think a certain way. And then when the ending happens and it boots you into New Game Plus immediately, you're supposed to be like, wait, hold on. Because like Dark Souls 1 is entirely self-contained, actually. Like, the New Game Plus cycles are canon, technically.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It is.
So,
I like it a lot.
So basically, by linking the first flame, you restart the cycle.
Or if you put it out, it still restarts the cycle.
Oh, cool.
Because, I mean, like, no matter how many times you put it out, a single spark will always remain, and at some point it'll reignite itself. But also, no matter how many times you link it, someone's gonna put it out. Fires can't last forever. Yes, Mage, nothing matters.
Cool. So, that actually works really strongly with the themes, though. Because in spite of that, you still do the thing.
Yes. one way or another, eventually some hollow will always link or extinguish the flame. And then either the Age of Light or Dark goes through, and then another hollow goes through and does the thing.
Um,
And
because
that's actually, like, that does lead into DS2. Because, like, if you view Dark Souls 1 as the beginning, it takes place after Gwyn linked the flame, and he's currently the only one who's done so. And you take DS3 as the ending, where you escape the cycle. DS2 is literally the entire middle part.
Okay.
So you might,
Might want to heal?
no, you got it. No, you got it. So, do you want to know the funniest thing about this boss that I refuse to tell you?
Yes.
So that's the witch.
That is... Come on.
Oh no! Oh, I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
I hate this boss. And I know everybody else does. But I hate this boss.
Yeah, I
Chat.
saw you get in there, and that is the only attack that can reach you in there, and I'm so sorry.
Peach or barf?
Smage, do not put this on me. I was like, the odds of him getting that attack to run and also get hit by it is so slim.
Genuinely, is this worth maybe going for the quick roll, just armorless?
I mean, yeah. If you've seen, like, when you get hit,
It takes
it's
almost
really
all
hard
my
to
health
recover.
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. On top of it taking a lot of your health, it also moves you. And it's so much easier when you just have that straight shot, in my opinion. So I can't really cover a lot of the Lord Souls till we get there, because they've got lore. But there are some lovely side characters, such as Ornstein and Smo.
Please tell me they're canonically gay.
No. I'm sorry. It would be very reasonable to assume they actually don't like each other at all.
Okay,
So,
but on the other hand, the moment they get something resembling privacy, Smo does sit on Ornstein's face. So,
yeah, absolutely.
like, they're
Unrelated.
definitely gay.
Like, what else do you do when you have infinite time and nothing to do?
You know what? That's valid. They could be hate fucking.
So Ornstein was quite famously the Dragon Slayer. He was
Zach, don't worry. I'm gonna ditch it. I'm just gonna get there first.
Oh, yeah.
So you're saying Ornstein?
Yeah, Ornstein, the Dragon Slayer. He was there for
he's Spearman,
slaying
right?
the dragons. He's the one with the spear, yeah. The one who would zip around and throw lightning at you. The thing you needed to kill dragons. You remember that one
right,
room
because the opening cutscene. The opening cutscene showed like the lightning, like peeled their scales.
Yes. So
okay, cool.
Technically, a dragon without scales is not immortal. It's just if they have those stone scales, they cannot be harmed. And the only thing they found to peel them off was lightning magic.
Which presumably is part of what Seath taught them.
Yes, Seath taught them that the scales are what make them immortal. He did so out of spite because, do you know Seath's full name?
Seath the Scaleless.
Yeah. He was like, fuck them. Why should they get immortality? They should be mortal like I am.
Hey, Nutty Run!
And so, in exchange for him selling out his entire race, he was given part of the Lord Soul.
Neat.
And he was basically just head researcher for Gwyn. Up until, you know, the whole Gwyn exploded thing. Meanwhile, Smo is, an executioner. He's not one of the famed knights of Gwyn.
Oh, interesting. He's literally just a dude with a big hammer who kills things.
More than that, he is the executioner. He always dreamed of being a knight, but he took like a gross delight in executing people, and I shit you not, eating their bones. And Gwyn was like, that is vile. no, you cannot be one of my high-ranking knights. You can still be the executioner, though. That's important.
So he's tubby because of the bones.
There's some jokes to be made about the
He's
Jack
big
the
bone.
Beanstalk. He used your bones to make him bread, and that's why he's a giant. I don't think there's anything in canon to support that, but I like to think it is because it's funny.
You know, I accept it.
I mean, I don't see why you'd reference him eating bones specifically, but like, sure.
It does seem like an interesting connection to make for no reason. Also, I haven't been here. I don't think there's any reason to be here. I don't like them. They make noises.
Smage, the Dung Eater is so far in the future right now.
I will consider playing Elden Ring. I've heard it's very good.
Don't worry. I know the lore for that, too. Zach, the thing is, the lore for Ornstein and Smough in 2 and 3 are inconsistent, so I don't know which one you would go with.
Well, are we talking about the last Dragon Slayer in Dark Souls 2? Is that officially Ornstein, or is that just someone wearing his armor? Because I always believed that he was just like a fanatic cosplayer.
I don't know, because there's not a lot of like information on the Dark Souls 2 lore.
God, look at my bowl cut.
Serving up looks, what do you mean? So...
Ooh, this cannot be comfy in bare feet.
Oh god, no. I've walked on like 120-degree blacktop with bare feet before. I can only imagine this is like that, but like a little bit worse.
Yeah.
It's not like she's the god of flame or something. Wait. Where is...
Oh, come on.
I heard that tone and I got terrified.
I survived!
Really quiet. So that's the witch.
Ew!
She has 1 health.
Ew, she's small.
She is a small bug that looks very similar to the parasite, and she has 1 HP.
Ew, I don't like her.
And no one does. I wonder why that would be.
Be wary of bug. I did eat.
So, I love DS2 for a lot. Their lore is weird. The old Dragon Slayer soul says, the old Dragon Slayer is reminiscent of a certain knight that appears in old legends. The weapon you make is the Spear of the Knight, known as the Dragon Slayer, was imbued with the power of lightning and shattered the stone scales of dragons. That doesn't tell you whether or not the old Dragon Slayer is or isn't.
Yeah.
Just like a fanboy. But given you find a corpse in DS3 that has Ornstein's armor set in it, and a place full of dragons, but in a place that also kind of time is even weirder than it already is, like it's Dark Souls lore to the extreme when you try to find out what happens to Ornstein.
Okay, let's level up.
No, Zach, that hole in the center of the arena does not show up until you've done both. Ooh, you've got some good stats, though.
Yeah, which is why this was a very frustrating fight.
Yeah, especially because none of that helps you. The only thing that helped you in that entire fight was vitality.
Yeah, and not much. I do want some more endurance. Mostly because of that equip load, because yes, I do want to wear Havel's armor and wield a giant halberd and giant shield. I don't care.
No, that's fair. Yeah, so basically her big old curse for trying to fuck with the first flame was she got turned into that little bug.
Neat.
And all of her children were deformed and fucked up.
She deserves it. Is there much else to do down here?
No. Go home. Go do anything that isn't this.
Okay, cool. Bye, chat. I'm going to the beach.
Canadian beaches sound like hell, but I think that's also because I functionally just live on the equator, and that is too far north for me.
Wait, I don't know where you live.
I live in the deep south.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah.
Which lines up with, like, the northern part of Africa. Like, temperature-wise.
Yeah, that's very warm. Oh, so you're probably not far, like, in latitude from Sage. Oh, whoops. You can see my mouse.
Oh no, it's cringe.
It is. I accept it.
Oh,
I should
why's my phone
probably...
going off?
I
Give me
should
one
probably
second, I gotta go
repair
make
my...
sure nothing's happening.
Neat. Anyway, while Max isn't here, call Max cute. Because we all know it's true. Wait, can I... Okay, I can't reinforce Havel's stuff. Max Taintry cute. I can reinforce my Crimson Waistcloth, which... Oh, Twinkling Titanite? Oh, that's not worth it. Not for a 2-point increase in defense. I can't do anything at the moment with any of my... Oh, I've got a Dragon Scale. If I wanted to make the Dragon King Great Axe, which I cannot currently hold, even better. It's warp. I'm going back to Firelink. And then probably I'm going to go to the Golden Fog Gate in Anor Londo. Thank you for the dudes, Craig. I wonder if I should just burn a bunch of souls and level up some more. Because honestly, like, I'm not going to make the special weapons. Ah! Thank you, Nikki. Him sleep. Don't disturb him, chat. Let him rest. Sage, just for you. Ah! You got the quote. Sage got quote 3. That is what quote 3 is.
Oh, I missed quote 3. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I was on a phone call with my dad.
Okay, but...
I know what it is. That's one of those things where, like, at any point, if I just hear the words quote 3, I can hear you doing it.
I'm still trying to work on that. It's not breathy enough.
You're definitely getting better at it. I haven't heard that in a couple of months.
Yes, that summoned Sabs.
You know what, that tracks. I imagine it summons Sabs and Lime if she's available.
How talk Crow?
So the point of the Crow is not to talk to it.
But I wish not to fight Crow.
You do not need to fight it either. It's for another secret.
Wait.
Pig, do you want to go on a side quest home?
Do I... Because you see, there's... In Dark Souls 2, there's... what's it? Pickle Pea Pumperum, or whatever?
That is elsewhere.
Because
that bird will take you to Pickle Pea and Pumperum.
In Dark Souls 2, there is... there's an invisible thing that will ask for smooth and silky stones. I assume this was the same. Do I just drop stuff here?
No. Again, Pickle Pea and Pumperum is not here. That crow can take you to Pickle Pea and Pumperum.
I thought the crow was. Wait, isn't this Snuggles or Snuggly or something?
I don't know. I call it whatever because I never remember which one's which. Technically, Pickle Pea's the one from DS3 though.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was like, it doesn't matter. DS1 is just called the Nestling or Pickle Pea. But no, you have to find your way home.
What does
by
that...
home, I mean
to the
jail.
Undead Asylum?
Yeah, you want to go back home?
How would one even do that?
How much of a hint do you want?
At the moment, none.
Okay. It's at least...
Can I not talk to him?
Oh, bitch slap him.
But then he'll kill me.
No. If he's sleeping, if you give him a slap or two, he will wake up and not be pissy. It's when you hit him while he's awake that he gets a little pissy.
Okay. I'm gonna
I would
trust
not
you.
ruin an NPC for you. And Yezin, they have different names in all three of the different games.
Well and wide awake. Not treat me like an old withering snake.
Sir, be proud of me. I killed a tree.
I am pleased to see you well. Is it something urgent? The beings who possess these souls, as the primordial serpent, let there be no
Okay, fine.
farewell.
He's got nothing interesting to say. To Anna Rolando.
I was gonna say, so you still have your split path where you can kind of go anyway.
Yeah.
But I can always get more lore depending on which way you want it to go.
I'm going to Anna Rolando to the big gate up there.
It's gonna be fun. The Duke's Archives.
Is this a bad choice?
They're all god awful, but like.
Okay.
The thing is, Pig, you did the worst one first. Everything from now on will be a breeze.
Okay, fantastic.
The rest of this game is you actually playing the game and not doing platforming in this game with no dedicated jump button.
But don't worry, if you sprint, you can also lose access to your dodge button.
Don't worry, if you're sprinting, you take extra damage.
I'm sorry, you what?
Did no one teach you about counter damage?
No.
So certain weapon
It's
types. Juice. Oh, hey, bud. So certain, usually dexterity-based weapons have additional counter damage, and that is the mechanic that breaks Dark Souls 2 wide open if you know what you're doing. But in general,
No, what breaks Dark Souls 2 wide open is level adaptability.
kind of. Very kind of. That game is not one you also want to be doing a battle of attrition in. So counter damage in general is if you take or deal damage while either of you is in a new animation. So like if you fuck up a dodge roll and you get hit outside of your iframes but while you're still in the animation for dodge rolling, you take extra damage. It's basically a punishment for fucking up.
For mistiming.
Yes.
Okay, that's
the same is true depending on the game. If you're using an item and you get hit, you take bonus damage. This applies to enemies as well. And certain weapons get additional multipliers on top of what you just already get as a bonus. I don't have the math pulled up because it's weird and based on motion values, and I do enough Monster Hunter. I don't need to do this too. In general, I like to just view it as like, yeah, you get like an extra 50% to double damage when you take advantage of counter damage on top of your weapon multiplier if it has any. It's crazy good. But that also means when you're sprinting, you take counter damage when you get hit.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's also in Bloodborne, and it's a lot of reason people think you take too much damage in that game sometimes is they're fucking up and not realizing it, because none of these games tell you about this.
But also, may I address the fact that these giant sentries did like a tiny bit of health when they hit me full in the face with the halberd. Because I have Howl's armor.
I believe the numbers are weird, but critical damage is also what riposts use.
It's so
successful parries are
pretty.
crazy. It is. I love how this area looks. And also, it's a puzzle. Place has puzzles, and
Why is there one of them?
it's your brethren. What do you mean?
Okay, bye. I guess.
Also, your riposte and backstabs. Backstabs get less critical damage. I don't know why. Presumably because you don't have to do as much work as timing a parry correctly. Oh. The timing on this is going to be horrid.
No, they're fine.
There we go. Yeah, I was going to say, they do just chill there.
Perfect timing, Max. Thank you. Can I rest here while they're having fun? No.
I don't know. I've been playing DS3, and with DS3, no. Do you have any consumables, like fire bombs or like anything? They're very susceptible to elemental damage.
Oh!
What with
Oh!
armor.
They do not just...
What?
So, Max, you
I've
might
never
have been
seen them
wrong.
fit through. What the fuck? I'm not even the one playing, and I'm getting stressed out. Why does this game just hate people playing it?
Oh. Okay. Network connection lost. That's neat.
Why does it...
What do you mean cannot connect to the network?
I can't believe Pig's not live anymore.
I
Hey, chat, real quick.
think I am, though.
No, you are. I would have actually said something in a less jokey tone.
Steam? Hello? Could you connect? Like, I know it's a lot to ask, but...
Could you do that one thing you do?
Alright, it's decision time. So, would you rather have a punch in the face? Or a kick in the balls?
Okay. I'm gonna go to my Be Right Back screen. Just because I'm gonna have to, I think, close the game to restart Steam.
That is weird. For what it's worth, like, you're not using most of the online features, so it's not the end of the world.
Oh no, it's not. I would rather be online.
Yes, that is still strange. If you were not my beloved husband, I would gladly invade you and do nothing but taunt you, but like...
That's honestly very kind of you. Greg misses Taint.
I miss it every day, Gordon.
Hello? My network?
Like, the stream has not even, like, stuttered on my end. Your voice hasn't had any weird robot-y problems either, so I don't know what the hell is going wrong.
Yes, I would like to go online. Steam? Why would I not want to be online? I never chose to go offline.
Is it Steam being weird? Because I definitely just went... Yeah, Steam's being weird.
Oh, like the whole service?
Yeah, I just went to go update, and it just, like, flickered, and just didn't.
Okay. Interesting. No, Sage, I have network. I mean, I'm streaming, I better have network. I just don't have Steam network. Which is, I don't think, a me problem.
We have a sample size of 2, so... Take that as you will, I guess? Yeah, I can't update anything. I think it's actually just Steam.
Okay, so I guess I'm playing in offline mode. Assuming I can do that.
Yeah, you should be able to. I do it at work all the time. Because for some reason, my laptop can run Dark Souls 1 Remastered and, like, nothing else.
Don't forget me!
I could never forget you,
I got
Greg.
you, Nikki. You just said yes, so I don't... Oh, there it is.
Oh, it's
I'm
back?
sorry, Nikki. I don't know how to read.
Offline mode. As long as I can still play.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't imagine anyone's invaded you yet.
It happened once, in the deaths. It was real mean.
Was it an actual person or an NPC invasion?
Oh, it was definitely a person. They were
Okay.
moving like no NPC moves, and they also had like a person name. Is there anywhere I can buy fire bombs?
You remember the merchant in the Undead Parish?
Yes. Yes.
The one who talked about some name that I'm pretty sure is just a sword after you left? He, I believe, sells fire bombs. If not him, then there's a lovely darling in the sewers who does.
No, she doesn't, I don't think.
Okay,
She sells,
I know it's one of those two.
She sells dung pies.
Lovely. But yeah, the undead merchant sells them.
Apparently dung pies are really good for, like, banking souls. Because they sell for exactly the same as they cost.
Yes, the way I view it...
Oh, it's so cute. These guys deal no damage.
Oh my god, they don't.
Oh, they're just babies.
Am I?
Wait, what? Juice obtained of Weasel?
Oh, that's what they're losing their minds about. I was like trying to see Juice say anything. I was like, what am I losing out on? Weasel's a good one. It was one of my most used when I first played Gen 4. I had a Piplup and a Weasel, and honestly, perfect.
That's a very strong water team. You could be a
The
water
thing is,
gym leader with that.
Up before that point, I'd always picked grass types.
What happened?
Hello, Rogue Keychain. I fought the Bed of Chaos. It took me 14,000 attempts, but I won. Then I tried to go to Anor Londo. I was told I was safe, and I was lied to.
Sorry.
It's fine, I'm teasing.
You got pigged.
Yeah, I got pigged. And then Steam started having problems, so I'm offline now. You know what? The trek to the boss wasn't much of an issue for me. It was mostly the boss being awfully designed and requiring platforming in what is not primarily a platformer.
Eh. Also, Smage, lying to Pig implies that I'm willfully giving him misinformation. I'm just a goober who doesn't quite know correct things all the time. I know it's a big ask, but maybe cut me some slack for being flawed.
Nah.
It doesn't, Smage.
Perfection or
Being
nothing.
wrong and a lie are two different things, for a good reason. If someone wants to count being incorrect as lying, I don't want to be near them.
Okay, well, you know, just say you don't like my mom and be done with it.
Does your mom actually do that?
Not anymore.
Okay, because I was like, my family was very, very strict about, like, just don't lie to people first and foremost. And apparently I'm the one that actually took that to heart, so, like, I just don't lie to people unless it's very clearly a joke, or it's like, you know, like, for a surprise party, I'm not gonna, like, yeah, we're planning that, don't go home yet.
Yeah, that's the issue. Keychain, that is amazing. The boss clipped you through the floor the first time you fought it, and you could just go straight to the end.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of fun glitches in this game that are still there in the remaster.
Oh my lord. I kill these guys now through their shields in one hit.
Yeah, you're crazy powerful.
Oh, that's neat. I'm having fun.
Yeah, right? As soon as you're out of there, you're like, oh, Dark Souls is delightful.
There you are. Where have you been hiding?
I get to have fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in regards to Banking Souls, the way I've always viewed it is like, the game is balanced around you pretty much only leveling up from boss souls, and everything else is just extra.
Yeah.
Which, like, you do you. I've beaten this game at, like, level 200 and also level 1.
30 firebombs should do me okay, right?
Yes, absolutely. Firebombs are really, really good.
Yeah, I should just keep them on hand, to be honest.
Yes. One of my favorite videos, and I guess YouTubers in general, has done a series of beating every game with nothing but firebombs.
God, that must be cool to watch. Or tedious, I'm not sure.
They didn't stream it. It was edited together. But it's
Oh,
really
okay.
cute. Because he'd played Dark Souls a whole lot before, and his wife was playing it for the first time, because she was like, oh, well, you play this game, so it must be good, right? And he played it pretty much like you did, and like most people tend to, even on repeat playthroughs, which is, why do I need anything that isn't heals and my sword?
Yeah.
She was using like every consumable she had constantly. And he was so fascinated by this that when she went through DS2, she kept using, like, she used the witch bombs and, like, all the other different, like, explosive things.
That's
and he was
so
just, like, in
cool.
awe. Because he didn't realize how good they were. And so one of his earliest things that he did was make a video and, like, yeah, you can actually beat the entire game with nothing but firebombs.
In Dark Souls 2, the black firebombs is one of the best starting items.
That's true for this game, too. If you
Wait,
start as
no,
a thief and
Dark Souls
go
2
black
has
firebombs.
firebombs, but not black firebombs, which sucks.
They're still useful, though.
Yeah.
In this one, if you grab the black firebombs and start as the thief, you still get the master ring, and you can just tank down the Asylum Demon before you get your weapon, which gives you a secret weapon.
Yes, I have heard that. Oh, thank you, Greg. I will hydrate in a moment. And I will hydrate twice because I missed your first one.
The pendant, I think that's in 2. Because there's like an actual pendant in DS1 that like does something. Pendant's in the first one.
Petrified something I think is useful, but I've never taken it. I have to say...
Petrified something you give to the crows.
Yeah. I have to say, I have found the Master Key to be just an incredible starting item.
You have no idea how violently correct you are. The thing is, the thief starts with it. So you basically get 2.
Okay, that's very good then.
Yes, Mage. The pendant in Dark Souls 1, you can trade for a Souvenir Reprisal, which is a singular Covenant item, which is also nothing, basically. Miyazaki specifically said, when it comes to the pendant, I wanted to play a prank. Which, boy howdy, if that doesn't just answer a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it says so much about him that he's just like, yeah, I included an item that's useless. Why? Because I am a capricious GM.
It's so rare for me to hear the word capricious. I've used it myself, but for cancelable reasons.
It's a good word.
It's amazing.
Also, I want to play D&D.
Yeah.
Chat, if I ever reach the point where I can like do this as my job, I swear I'll do a D&D campaign.
Oh, dude, let me know if you need like any help with that at any point. I've been writing the same campaign for 5 years. I built a second campaign on the side, and I'm still going.
God, that's cool.
It's a lot. It's one of those things where like, if I'm not focusing on anything, my mind just goes like, what if you work on that campaign?
My favorite mechanic from another system is I Know a Guy. Which is anytime the party gets into a situation they can't figure out how to get past, anybody can say, I know a guy, and then you figure out who they know, how they know them, and how they can help.
That is functionally why my lovely skeleton character exists. He was a boss very early in the campaign, and is now currently in Mob's inventory.
That's so cool.
He has a head on her belt, and they are free to just ask him whatever, because he was a traveling circus.
So this is
runner.
dealing 10 damage each.
I hate these pigs so much. Yeah, Greg, like Mimir.
Okay, so I'm better off, instead of firebombing, just... Now that I've got them...
Cheesed, yeah.
Yeah.
Putting 2 of these and giving them no weak spots, like the first one you fought, is just infuriating. And also, Greg, that's also just the Nordic Mimir. He was just specifically used by Odin all the time.
Yeah.
Rogue, the first pig has a weak spot on its tuchus, and these 2 have butt armor.
Yeah, you can get behind the first one. It's difficult, but you can do it. Or you can Alluring Skull it into the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Which is apparently literally where the game's trying to teach you about that, and I did not know it.
I love it so much. It's god-awful. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you have no way to know this. But it is very clearly trying to do exactly that.
This is really cool.
The sundial?
Just the whole design of this place.
Oh yeah, it gets cooler.
Because this is
Also,
clearly
Smidge,
like...
For a second I thought Buttspot got you. I'm like, no, you did just type out taint armor. God, there's so many NPCs in this game. You failed so many quests already, I love it. It's the Dark Souls experience.
Wait, what? Have I?
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's for NPCs you don't technically have
about.
any use for, so it's kind of chill. No, it is Taint Armor's Mage. It's just I also thought that was just Buttspot auto-correcting something else.
Oh. Okay, so this does deal significant damage.
Yeah. That, and also, you grinded off stream for a while, and now you're just kind of set for the whole game. Like, additional stats will help,
Yeah.
but you could basically never level up from now until the end of the game and be perfectly fine. But yeah, there's like Big Hat Logan who was in Sen's Fortress in a very specific place, but he just teaches you sorceries.
I rescued him from a cage, I think.
Oh, then you might not have failed it. Maybe. I don't remember.
Ow! Oh, I got
he's useful
sorcery in the butt.
And yet, you still
And I'm
didn't really
dead.
take a whole lot of damage.
Oh, also, I missed my previous pig death. Time for 2 beans.
Oh yeah. Where is...
So my first bean is Peach or Barf. Again.
That doesn't sound like Peach.
No. No. Bowser wants none of this. The second one, by the way, was Stink Bug or Toasted Marshmallow.
I've never actually smelled a stink bug.
Well, I've tasted one. Very bitter.
Well, I mean, surely that's on your resume, yeah?
It will be from now on, I guess. Hello?
Howdy.
There we go. The elevator took a while.
Mage, I appreciate you phrasing it that way, because, like, I did spend, like, a lot of my formative years in trailer parks.
That's really accurate, Shadow Mage?
Yeah.
You are friend Nikki.
You think maybe Nikki got replaced by a robot?
The damn cute robot.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is Seath's study. This is all research that he's spent trying to find the secret to immortality. Because, he's a bitch.
So, other people don't get to be immortal. But he wants to be. That seems unfair.
Very kind of. Because, like, would you not call what you're going through a kind of immortality?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
But he's looking for, like, absolute immortality. He also possibly went a little crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What would give you that impression?
An enemy you haven't found yet.
Are you sure it's
Just
not
person.
the everything?
Yeah. Are you saying you wouldn't want really cool crystals all over your body? I'm sorry, Smage. I was asked to be here for the lore, and the lore is sad.
Okay. So, Crystal Man. He seems unbothered by me. And therefore, I choose to be unbothered by him.
Hell yeah. He is there for a DLC item, should you choose to go do that. And if you don't, he hit hard. He's slow, but he hit hard.
I would imagine so. He looks the kind.
Yeah. It's not like there's a couple of those that all have different weird lore implications for some reason. They put a lot of NPCs in this place.
Well, this is one of the most, like, built-up areas we've seen. It's, like, actually a place where it looks like people could and would live.
Yeah, so sorcery kind of originates here. I say kind of
Oh.
because it didn't really. But there was the
This is
Venheim
just
Dragon
a
School of
library.
Sorcery.
This is rad. Are any
Yeah,
of these
it is.
titles readable? They're not. Okay. I'm enough of a nerd that I would really be interested in that.
Is that not what I'm here for?
Yes.
So there's some rings you can get that help with sorceries and stuff, and they're specifically like, oh, made by the Venheim Dragon School of Sorcery.
That's cool.
Take a wild guess at what they do.
Study
They are
dragons?
students of Seath's work specifically.
That's so cool.
And Logan is like the head of that, basically. And his whole thing is he likes to develop new and powerful sorceries.
Look, if you're gonna
problem
have a
is-
hobby,
Yeah, hide under a big hat so people leave you the hell alone, and study those JO crystals. That is
Juice, if
canonically what he does.
it makes you feel better, that is a Katamari quote.
I was gonna say, I guarantee you, it is not you just saying that out of the blue. Like, surely you were playing, like, Luigi's Mansion or something.
Man, I should.
I've been told the first and third games are really good, and I've only played the second one. I was like, oh good, it gets better.
Yeah, whichever way I go from here. Fuck your table.
Oh, what System of a Down gonna think?
Oh, I just turned that man into mincemeat.
You're squishing the crystal dudes.
Where are you shooting, buddy?
Pig, why you fooking up their library? Juice, I love the way you type sometimes. It makes fun mouth sounds.
Juice is very good in many ways.
Yeah, Big Hat Logan was like, I hate people and I love crystals, so I'm gonna wear this big hat specifically to make people realize I don't want them talking to me. And then Orbeck of Venheim, I believe that's this game and not 3. It's really hard to tell. I've played these games a lot.
Wait a second. I think I saw this being around here and being very frustrated.
That'll be the next area after this. This area is frustrating in general, but remember when I said that this place is a puzzle?
Oh.
Hey Pig, do you like Harry Potter?
I
I
don't like the author, but
you remember how their hallways were laid out?
oh, and the moving staircases and shit.
And the moving staircases and shit.
Nice. Anyway, it's fine. I've got a fat ring. Nothing can go wrong.
Oh, you did finally get that. That's good.
Oh, I got that a while ago.
Which manner did you perhaps get that ring? Because there's 2 main ones. And one's incredibly sad.
Well, the way I got it was Lautrec parkoured himself into the abyss.
Hell yeah, fuck that dude.
Also,
Yes, H.
that's
Incredibly
a
correct.
really cool view. I'm assuming Anne Orlando.
Kind of.
Or just like
I
the
don't-
whole area.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, yes, it's Anne Orlando, but what Anne Orlando is somewhat changed in DS3 as well. Because welcome to consistency, I guess.
You see,
Do you know about Miyazaki's situation with why the games are kind of like they are?
I don't.
like as a
I
series.
would like to hear.
He hates sequels,
Oh,
and that's why DS2 was made without him. And then they basically bullied him into making DS3, and he went, fine, but I'm not doing this again. That's why the stories are kind of disjointed, on top of the stories
Ew.
being told the way they are.
ew. Oh, you'll let your blue cheese go too far this time.
It gets lonely in a library when you're studying immortality.
I'm sorry. This is an enemy who fat rolls?
Yeah. I believe does Larek fat roll?
I don't think so. He looked like he was medium rolling.
I could not remember. But yeah, all that crystal armor is like really heavy. Hmm. Oki's such a cutie.
She
I'm glad
is.
I got to know her.
Twinkling Titanite. Neat. I killed an innocent creature for that.
Yeah. I love them
Okay,
being here.
this
'cause they're
is
crystal lizards.
aesthetically very cool.
Oh, then you're gonna have a lot of fun.
Boss?
I
Excuse
believe
me?
it. Yeah, so this is interesting for a couple of reasons. But look, he's so pretty.
He is. How do I even approach him?
Oh, you're approaching him?
What?
Yeah. You got this. I believe in you.
I do not got this. Oh, sir!
Yeah. He's got some fun attacks. So I will say, hold off on your beamage. This is a required death.
Okay. Okay. I was wondering because, like, I couldn't even start to figure anything out.
Mage, I said hold off on the beamage because I was gonna leave that up to y'all after knowing that.
Excuse me, princess.
No. Shadow Mage is correct. Damn it. I died.
I was gonna say it is a weird one, and I believe the only one in the game. So I was going to make a point of pointing it out. But yes, that is required.
Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks?
Oh, Griggs of Vinheim. I'm sorry.
Greg is correct. 1 death equals 1 bean boozled.
No, that's fair. Also, Sage, there is a Gwyneth in this game. I mean, there isn't, but it fits with the naming conventions and works for the bit.
The Stinky Socks one creeps up on you. Because it's not good. But it's not bad until it starts tasting and feeling like cotton.
I would love to know how they managed to make that happen.
I don't know. Witchcraft. Oh.
Welcome to, like, the 80th jail.
Why are there so many jails?
I don't actually know. He kind of puts jails in a lot of the games.
Dude, if you're gonna shoulder barge me, be close.
Use a great sword.
It's probably a sex thing. I mean, isn't that true of, like, just being human, really?
Gonna vaguely gesture my ace ass out of here.
Okay, no, that's valid. It's locked, but I have a master key.
It's not quite masterful enough. Maybe there's someone else you've yet to murder.
Is it him? I think it's him.
It might be him. Give him a touch.
Hey, give poke.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, for some reason he was guarding it. Oh, these guys. Yeah, get ready for...
Bullshit.
Remember when I said Seed kind of went a little crazy and like started doing some real fucked up shit?
Ew!
These used to be
Oh,
people.
dude, you've gotta clean up your spunk tissues when you're done with them.
They will become sentient and grow needles.
I will ew them, Shadow Mage.
Copper, I'm
Copper
sorry you had to
cute.
join on that.
Greg, that was a deeply cursed ada. I'm proud of you. Why are you... What is
They're
this?
running away from those monsters.
Oh. That is enormously concerning.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
You know what? I'm also running away from those monsters.
Yeah, those are, I believe they're called Pisakas. And they used to be people. Seath did some really cool things in his experimentations.
Buddy, you what? He's so desperate for me not to get up there that he climbed back down.
No, you go deal with them. You're the reason they're out.
You pulled the lever. Oh. Oh, I do not like.
Yeah?
Hmm.
You don't like their fun fluids or their slappies?
Oh, it's locked? It's locked.
You gotta go find another key. So what's interesting is there are two different types of these lovely pisakas. There are these that you're fighting now, which are not incredibly difficult, but they are terrifying.
Yeah.
There are two that have higher health, and they drop two different miracles.
Ooh. Which also has lore implications.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Remember, they're in a jail cell that you have to open up.
Yeah, I was trying to stab through. You know.
No, I'm talking about the pisakas that have the miracles. They're
Oh.
like off in the corner and they're crying with women's voices.
That,
Yeah,
It keeps getting worse.
It does. And the thing is, you only get those items if you kill them.
Nice.
It's up to you to decide if that's mercy or not.
Void is correct. Sage is cute.
It is correct. Sage adorable.
But also copper cute, so you know.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah, they're sisters, by the way. The two pisakas that have the miracles.
I thought you meant Void and Copper.
Yeah, they're sisters.
And I'm like,
Disregard every question that could possibly arise from exactly that. It's fine.
I was like, I've deeply misunderstood their relationship.
Yeah, right? So one that you get is Soothing Sunlight. Special miracle granted to the Maidens of Guinevere, Princess of the Sun. The miracles of Guinevere, the princess cherished by all, grant their blessing to a great many warriors. And then the other one is Bountiful Sunlight. The same thing.
Interesting.
So, you know.
Archive
They
Prison
were
extra
maidens.
key. I assume that's the thing I needed.
I don't remember. There's a couple keys here. Yeah, they were sisters. They were maidens under the goddess of the sunlight. They were turned into these. They cry instead of doing anything else. It's just awful. This place sucks. Seath just did some fucked up shit.
It's also got music. Sort of.
It definitely got noise.
Look, so little in this game has music that whatever there is really stands out.
And in Bloodborne, the music is comically loud every time you enter a boss arena.
Bloodborne is just kind of comical in some ways.
It is, and given the whole horror aspect of it, it's really hard to convince people like, yeah, it's really funny.
The thing is, yeah, it's kind of goofy in spite of everything.
Like, there sure is a boss that's just got the title of dumbass. And it's like, oh, well, what did they do? Oh, they made sure to hide the visions of horror from everybody. What?
Oh!
Why are you bullying her then? Oh, you got the needle grab.
Yep.
I was hopeful. Because I know you could tank it, but I wanted you to see, like, it's gross.
Yeah, it is. Mickey, you jamming to this? You enjoying the beats?
Zen, if I ever get the chance to play Bloodborne on stream, I'm absolutely muting the game when I fight Mikolash, and I'm just turning on Scooby-Doo's like Yoinky Sploinky ass sound and soundtrack.
Also, there was some clockwork here. Y'all have not
Yeah.
been maintaining it.
I'm starting to think you guys aren't really good at maintenance in this library. Smage, Yakety Sax, I believe will get you copyright stricken.
Oh, it will. Heck.
I know it used to about 8 years ago, but I don't know about how much that's changed.
So, I don't mean to yuck anybody's yum, but this place kind of sucks.
Yeah. Don't worry, you're about halfway done with it. I mean, yeah, Nikki. There's a lot of like theming and storytelling in general to be told about Dark Souls. One of my favorite interpretations is like one of Decay, where it's like you can see how these places used to be beautiful,
Yeah.
and these gods who were given practically unlimited power let it fall into decay. And it's like, yeah, weird how that just is.
I'm gonna turn off the sound, because I'm not loving it.
I mean, yeah, you can go turn the lever for it.
Anyway, this is definitely a mimic.
Oh, Sage, that emote's so adorable.
It's not
has
a
anyone
mimic?
told you the safety test for Mimic? That,
Yes,
like,
curly chain is safe chest, straight chain, or like less curly chain. Is
that,
mimic.
and also you can hit any chest once,
Yeah,
and it won't break a regular one, and it will alert a Mimic. And I don't remember which games it's relevant in, but you can definitely break chests and they will just drop rubbish. And
that's Dark Souls 2 at least.
Okay, that's the one I was thinking of, because, like...
Somebody's crying.
I told you who's crying.
You did. I
Feels
really
like
don't
endgame
like
vibes
it.
to me. Sage, it kind of is. The entire endgame is fight these 4 areas, basically, in whatever order you want, and then beat the game. So, like, depends on which order you pick them in, really.
They're completely non-aggressive, right? These two.
I don't know if they're completely non-aggressive, but,
generally non-aggressive.
Yeah. Especially because you turn off the music. Most of them tend to be very nearsighted.
Hello again. What a chance meeting this is.
Hi, Logan. How's your big hat?
I don't suppose you could stage me a getaway.
How do you keep landing up in prison, buddy?
Such a storehouse of knowledge, so close, but just out of reach. The thought offends me, so I could simply die. As a student of the
I don't
arts,
actually
you
know, because,
understand?
like, those doors are crystal shut.
Yeah. I'm gonna let him out. Oh.
I was gonna say, I don't remember if
Huh.
you have the key for that or not. I can
Yeah, it's
pull
fine.
up the hat.
Does he give me anything other than sorceries?
Gives you no, but you can get his hat if you finish his quest.
Do I?
You can also get the catalyst that does the most physical damage for some reason.
But why would I wear his hat when I can wear Havel's armor and a bitchin' skirt?
Think of the swag.
Although,
Look at how big that hat is, dude.
what is my current carry at?
Oh god, I forgot the other thing I kind of vaguely don't like about DS1. In like every game after this, 70% is for quick rolling, and this game it's 25.
Yeah. Oh, I can wear Havel's leggings and still mid-roll. No, I can't. That's a fat roll.
I just went to go do the math on like what your equip weight is and typed numbers into my start menu search instead of opening a calculator. I'm very sick.
Yeah, I've done that one.
Okay, you've got...
Oh yeah, I need... feel like this is less than 50%. Hmm.
That's like half, which would be 50.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pulling up
So
the
what
specifics,
do I
but
need
it's
for... Oh no, that was medium roll.
they look very similar.
Yeah, I think that's the medium roll.
That's that. And yeah, you do have Havel's ring.
Yeah.
I was gonna pull up specifically how much endurance do you need to like just use the full Havel set.
Apparently this much. Now I just need to get enough equip load to also do the Giant's Shield and the Giant's Halberd. Just for memes.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
Hello, Vulgar. So I was reading Vulgar. Apparently, 40 endurance is the cap for stamina, but equip load keeps going
It's
up
infinite,
indefinitely.
basically, yeah. And the thing is, like,
Oh, you dead.
caps in this game are still soft caps. You can still just keep going.
Yeah,
It
you
doesn't
just...
stop for like a while on most stats.
You just get less.
Yes. But I believe the equip load's linear.
Look at those cool crystals in the distance.
Would it make you feel any degree better if I say you get to go see those crystals?
Yes, it would actually make me
Okay,
feel much better.
Yeah, you get to go see the crystals. I don't think this calculator knows what it's doing.
Look,
This map
calculator.
is not...
You don't have a lot of jobs. I need you to do this one thing right.
I thought you were talking about me, and I was about to get really upset. I was like, what did I mess up? No, so like, you've got the 2 rings that boost your equip load, and your equip load's like decently high. It's like 136, I think.
Yeah.
138, something like that.
This is
this
where
build-
this was.
Yeah. This build calculator, I currently have set to 50 endurance, which I know you don't have, and it says equip load is 90. And I'm like, that's not how math works.
What? Why do those guys dance? Is that like a buff for everybody in the area?
Yeah, it is.
And does it last even after they're dead?
I believe it does, but they don't cast it again, given that they have dead.
Yes. That would be difficult.
Oh, yay! Someone specifically checked out Havel's stuff.
I haven't upgraded any armor, Vulgar, don't worry. I mean, I probably will at some point. Oh, this is just like the water temple in Twilight Princess.
God, I need to replay Twilight Princess. It's been however long since that game launched on the GameCube.
It's
Since
good.
I've actually played it. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. It was my absolute favorite for a very long time.
That's still Majora's Mask for me.
You know, I've never finished Majora.
Fair, most people haven't. They usually quit around the halfway point, because the game's got a lot of side quests that open up kind of all at once.
Yeah,
And then you forget what you're doing, and you know.
for me, the problem was, what's his name? George? Fish Boss.
Oh, what was that?
It's George, right?
Yeah.
Well, Beba, that's great, because that means you finished the best and the worst. So everything else will lie between those two.
I think my favorite thing is, like, I've only played Skyward Sword one time on the Wii, and I couldn't kill the first Deku Scrub because the motion controls were just that bad for me. And then the second time I tried playing it was on the Switch, which I got to the halfway point with. And, like, I lost interest for reasons that were not the game is bad. It was more the game wasn't for me. And I see a lot of people shit on that game. I'm like, why? Like, it's fine. Not
Yeah,
good,
it's...
but like, it's fine.
I think the problem is the standard for Zelda is higher than fine.
I think part of it's
also-
also Skyward Sword falls outside of what most people consider like the nostalgia age.
Yeah. No, babe, here's the thing. Skyward Sword is good. It's also the worst. That's
I don't know.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. The games have a very high standard.
They do. I've seen a lot of people get really, really like violently angry about Link's Awakening.
Which I've never played and would really like to.
It was my first Zelda. It has a warm spot in my heart. I nearly cried when the remake for Switch was announced. Because, like, it came out once and got ignored for many years.
What I would really, really like to see re-released, and I feel like it'll happen in the Link's Awakening engine, is the Oracle games.
The Oracle games, yes. Especially with, like, the age of the internet, like, you can actually link up with friends and do the thing the games were meant to do. Also, so I don't know the names of most of the bosses in Majora's Mask because A, I played them on the N64 back when we had one, and B, that was at an age where I didn't read a whole lot in games. I did not realize his name really does look like it's supposed to be George.
It's like Georg or something, right?
It's Georg, but that dude is absolutely George. I thought it was a bit. I thought you were like, I can't remember and I'm panicking. Like, no,
oh,
that
I
dude's name
wish
really
that
is
was the
just George.
reason.
Meanwhile, the first dude's name is just Goat.
Second dude.
I keep forgetting Odal exists.
Yeah. That's because everybody forgets Odal exists.
Well, yeah. Right after him is literally the Goat.
Yeah.
Baybat. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I used a Wii for a lot of games. Like, a lot of games at that point. The Deku scrubs that you fight the first time you touch down on land in Skyward Sword require you strike in a specific direction or they just won't die because you'll block.
Yeah.
I could not physically kill them. No matter how, like, I spent 30 plus minutes just trying to kill Deku scrubs.
Ooh, strong magic shield. I'll never use that.
No, I mean the Deku things. Yeah, I've never used the magic shield spells. The only time I've heard them used is, there's a dragon boss that's like, you can guard if you do this. Not the scrubs, the Deku... I want to say Deku Babas, but they're called that in Wind Waker. I don't know my Zelda terms super closely.
Deku plants, basically.
Yeah, the Deku plants with the funny mouths. The ones that chomp and they've got, like, the viney things. Yes, the plants. All Deku things are plants, hence my confusion. Like, the thing is, Josh, I don't mind it on the Switch, because on the Switch, it's press the stick in that direction, and you did the thing. On the Wii, I don't know, I tried so hard, and I just couldn't. Yeah, I like Link's Awakening a whole lot. But, like, Link Between Worlds, dude.
Did I mess up this library, or did somebody else?
Hey, wait a minute, this place looks like shit. And I haven't been in this room yet.
Hey!
What's going on?
Hi, Mr. Mimic.
Maybe this one's not. Maybe
Hi!
he's a friendly mimic. Hey chat, I don't remember. Do the mimics in Dark Souls 1 have the flying Tatsu, or is that just DS3?
I'm sorry? They have Tatsumaki Senpukyaku?
Yeah.
Because he
They
just
will
used
flying
it.
spin kick you. They are in DS1, hell yeah. I didn't need to wait for chat, hell yeah. That
Ooh.
shit will absolutely one-shot you if you were just starting out.
Oh! Is this the correct direction?
Yeah, this is the way to progression.
Oh, neat. So I just lucked my way into making progress.
Yeah.
Neat.
Sage, in a time period in everyone's life where like Power Wash Sim and House Flipper are like really, really, really popular, yes, people would painstakingly grab every single book and put it back on the shelf.
Oh, Sage, you've suddenly given me an idea, and if I had the skill and dedication, I would totally make Librarian Simulator.
Ooh.
Don't tell me that wouldn't be super popular.
It would be very popular. And I would play it because you're my friend Pig. I would not play it because I want that kind of game, though.
That's valid.
The one time I've played
Prism
Overwatch
Stone.
Sim, I, like, slowly devolved into talking to myself.
Prism Stone. That sounds... Oh, this wasn't a boss. Good.
Prism Stones are really useful
Fuck this
in
game.
area.
Actually.
I get to wait for stream delay. What do you mean? What happened?
Just,
What, did you walking into slight fall damage?
yes. It just seems unnecessary.
I mean, it absolutely is. Quick question, just because this area reminds me of something. Have you fought Puppy yet?
Who?
Okay, gotcha. You would know.
Am I gonna have to kill a dog?
You've killed plenty of dogs.
Yeah, but there are differences.
Yeah, there are differences.
Is Prism Stone the item that marks your way?
Yes. And actually,
Oh,
it has
okay.
a twofold function. So if you drop it off a ledge, you will basically hear it shatter if that fall will kill you.
Oh, that's neat.
The second thing it does is you place it on the ground, and it's sparkly and pretty, and is very clearly lit up in a fun random color.
Those guys hit hard.
Yes, that's why they're
Oh.
really slow.
Is this when I'm visiting the crystals?
You're visiting the crystals. The electric sword bokoblins are bullshit. The thing is, Baybat, I got to those in the Switch version, and like, if I even got the
Interesting.
controls working
That
on the Wii
is a
version, I
move
would
that
have
Seed
hated
had.
them. Also, nice, Greg.
Interesting that they seem to share moves with Seath.
I mean, yeah, he made them. Speaking of the randomizer Pig, how have you been enjoying it?
I've mostly been doing Rogue Legacy at the moment because there's so many early checks. But yeah, I've been making good progress. I got so much stuff in my SMZ3.
Oh my god, you did.
And
I
yet
keep getting
still
more
no
stuff,
more
and I'm
full.
just like, Jesus.
Ooh. Loot like
I booted up DS3 because the randos started over the weekend when I'm at work, and I was like, okay, well I'll get the games that my laptop can run, and I'll just play the others, you know, when I get time over the week. By the time I got to DS3, I had 108 items that I had to mash A through. And I was hanging out with Smoothie, and he was like, why do you have to mash A through all of them? I was like, the game doesn't let me attack if I've got menus open.
Did you see Lime starting their Link's Awakening last night? Because they had a similar experience of just, okay, go through all the items that you've received. Which are those? Oh, all of them? Neat.
I didn't see that. I just saw that I got her two different power bracelets, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm winning. But I went through and I grabbed about 200 checks in DS3, and I was like, I'm going to take a break because I can kind of take this game very close to the end. I still needed my basement vows, though.
You've been close to BK since day one on Risk of Rain. Oof, Greg.
I don't know how the Risk of Rain works for the Archipelago.
Nor I.
Because with those, I've always thought, like, can you even BK those if you can just kind of get to the final boss? Yeah, Baybat. Stardew is like my stream Archipelago game. Because, like, I don't have to plan anything. I just boot it up. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill and enjoy the farm.
Ow. I tried to do a smart, and instead did it dumb. It's called being a streamer.
Yeah. Ooh, the dangers of critical damage.
Yeah. Okay. I have no more Estus.
There is a bonfire relatively close.
Okay, neat.
It is not down the Crystal Pass.
Cool. So, is it somewhere in foresty area?
No, it's in the building.
Oh,
And the
okay.
only reason I warn you is because the trek back here is god-awful,
Yes.
and if you go down there, there's more golems. Also, yeah, my Pokemon run was really fun. I found a very early level 3 Beedrill, and I love them. Their name is Cake, and I love them. They got Twinneedle recently, and Swords Dance, and truly, what else do I need? Also, yeah, Greg.
So I'm assuming I'm back upstairs.
Yes. If
Oh!
I recall correctly,
I
it should
entirely
be very-
missed that this was here.
Yeah.
Six-eyed Helm of the Channelers. Nice. That
Oh, yeah, it's the dancey dudes.
That reminds me of the dude in Dark Soul, no, in Bloodborne, who wears a birdcage on his head.
Mikolash.
Yeah, him.
Welcome to Logan's study.
Wait, he has a study here? Then why is he in prison?
He has a study here because he studied under Seath. He is in prison probably because Seath's, like, minions caught him trespassing. Or they assumed he was trespassing. Also, yes, Joshua, a hunter is a hunter even in a dream. No, that's... Isn't he? No, I think a hunter is a hunter even in a dream is... No, that is Mikolash.
Secrets?
I was like, there's 3 NPCs that could be, and I can never remember, because they all kind of just sound batty.
Secrets? Secrets!
Librarian secrets.
Ah, Estus, my beloved.
Also, Baybat, if they added Stardew Co-op, I would do Fish Sanity. Because every time I played that game co-op, I'm the fisher person.
Fun fact, me too.
Hell yeah. He says a couple other things, Josh. It's just they're all really annoying and rambling nonsense. He's kind of been in there long enough that his corpse is mummified. I'd say on a scale of, like, I don't know, an actual human to, like, Seath, he's floating pretty heavily towards Seath levels of sanity.
Okay, so I'm going to take the crystal path, because that feels more like progress.
That sounds like where Seath would be.
Yeah.
He seems to like crystals.
God, that's a cool attack.
Oh, the one where he just shoots out crystals?
Yeah. So, are these people who were turned into crystals, or like sentient crystalmen?
So, I don't know. Normally, the way you learn things like that are from the gear they drop.
Yeah.
You don't get gear from these guys, so it's weird. The closest we know, I think, is there are golden iterations that are used to capture people. Because when you kill them, NPCs come out.
Interesting. So, okay, so there's no going over there. That looks vaguely like a path. That's not a path. Or it is? Oh god. What even is a path? Okay, no, that's a path. Crystal Cave!
Yeah.
Oh, is this gonna be a bullshit area?
Oh, what gave it away?
The everything?
Yeah. The fact that it's Dark Souls?
Oh, neat!
Mm-hmm.
Ow. Okay. Slightly better position.
Ayo. This area is one of those areas that's like, it feels the same level of god-awful as The Witch of Izalith for your first playthrough.
Oh. There are tricks?
There are tricks.
I can live with that. Is that... Oh, that's just straight up Seath down there.
No.
Oh?
Oh, that, I think that is. The thing is, there are enemies that look kind of like that as well from a distance,
Neat.
and I couldn't tell. That's because I have to have stream quality low, or else my internet kind of explodes. Is it a butterfly, Nikki? I couldn't tell. They do kind of look the same, which is certainly something. That's right, because he's like under a little alcove area. So you see those funny little snowflakey things?
Is this an invisible path?
You remember how I said you get prism stones for like a reason in this area? You can use either prism stones or follow the falling snowflake things to see invisible paths.
I'm assuming one of those is a lot more reliable.
I mean, the snowflake falling thing is like consistent where it happens. So if you watch it and it stops before just falling endlessly, like odds are it's a platform.
So the first one is like pretty obvious.
Yes, this is the game teaching you, hey, isn't this weird?
So like if I went this way, this is the wrong way.
And no, that's not wrong.
Also, yeah, that wasn't Seath. That's just a big old moth lady.
Yeah, so you get to do a funny thing.
I hate this so much.
Because of that butterfly.
Yeah?
You remember how we were talking about, like, you fighting the Taurus demon and the Capra demon as, like, regular enemies?
Oh, no.
That's in reverse here, because of just, like, the order you did things.
Oh, is that... I think I've heard of, like, Moonlight Butterfly or something?
That's the one. It is a very early boss that is entirely optional.
Is this a path that I'm on, or is this just teaching me that they're invisible platforms?
You're on a path.
Oh, okay. Doesn't seem to continue as far as I would like it to. I fear.
Have a little faith. There's a reason this place is hell for new players.
Ooh, a humanity.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Yay. I like the Moonlit Butterfly.
Miyazaki, be better tier players challenge. Why?
I mean, I was ranting about DS3 having like 8 swamps.
It's got clockwork stuff on its back.
It's so pretty.
I bet that it does not like fire.
That is certainly a sentence.
Oh! Okay, it does magic damage.
Yes. That's the thing with Moonlight, like lore-wise, is there's an NPC / optional boss that is famously like the best at moon magic, and it's pure magic, magic damage rather.
How can I even damage this? I don't have ranged options.
Sage, yes, water tastes different depending on what you're drinking it out of.
Okay, bye, I guess.
See, the thing with that is normally they land, to feed on things. But you're in a crystal forest, where it's more crystal than anything else.
I found a gold one.
Yeah, I don't think that one has an NPC in it, but it sure is a spicy boy. Also, Stage, honestly, I enjoy my reusable plastic bottles.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah, that's the entire reason I was like, I'm gonna nudge you towards the bonfire, because...
Yeah, thank you.
This place is nothing but, is this a platform? Nope, I just died. Stage,
Butter
congrats on
popcorn.
the alien.
Buttered popcorn or rotten egg?
I was definitely talking to somebody, because, like, I've got a mild stomach bug. I say mild. It was very major earlier today.
Let
never
me
understood
tell
what,
you,
like-
popcorn flavored jelly beans, not as good as you'd hope.
My brother used to love them, and I was like, I will trade you all of the buttered popcorn ones if I get all the black licorice ones.
Oh yeah, black licorice is rad.
I've always loved it, which really should have been an early sign that something's maybe weird about my brain.
I was
yeah,
gonna
buttered
say
popcorn always had like, it just wasn't good.
I was gonna say earlier, Max.
Yeah.
Are you like actually diagnosed neurospicy, or are you like the rest of us and just peer reviewed?
Half and half. So like my bipolar, for example, is like actually diagnosed properly.
Yeah.
My autism was, I went to my primary care physician that I'd been seeing for 3 years, and he was like, oh, by the way, did you know you're autistic? I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you know how you're like a little freak and like dropped out of college? That's why. Get help. And I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, here's a dude. He'll confirm it, but like, yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to get an assessment, but like, I think the evidence stands.
Correct. It just really cracked me up because like he was normally really blunt about everything, and like he wasn't disrespectful. He was just very like upfront with things. And given how I am, I've always preferred that. So I was like, yeah, he's a really cool doctor. And literally, I walked in, sat down, and he was like, oh, by the way, did you know this? I'm like, no. Why would you just say that? And he's like, because I remember you dropped out of college. And I was like, do you think they know? I was like, I'm here for my legs, dude. Don't give me realizations. I did about 1 degree of like introspection, and then talked to my brother and sister, and they're like, yeah, it's... There's definitely a word for what you are, huh?
Max, I'm here for my legs is such a Max sentence. I love it.
Well, because like it took 4 years to find out I've got fibromyalgia, because that's just how that diagnosis works.
Yeah.
And it was basically going in, going, hey, did this do anything or tell us anything? And no, it didn't. But like, we didn't even get to that part because he said that, and I had a little bit of a freak out because I was like, oh, I have answers for why I'm a little bit weird.
Yeah, as much as it can sometimes suck, at the same time, there is a moment of, oh, my entire childhood makes sense.
Yes. There's a lot of memories that were suddenly recontextualized, because, like, I distinctly remember being, like, a really, really young kid, and I was, like, my mom asked for help with laundry, for example. And she was like, oh yeah, just, like, sort them into, like, these 4 bins. And that was some of the most fun I've ever had in my life, and I was like, that's not normal kid behavior, and I don't think she knew. And I definitely didn't know. I was like, yeah, that's probably what makes me enjoy sorting things like that.
Don't worry. At some point, you will have what I'm starting to have, which is autistic skill regression, which is the point at which you realize a lot of the skills you thought you had were actually just coping mechanisms, and as you get older, you become less able to do them.
I've done the first half of that. That was something that Smoothie kind of did for me. Was go like, hey, you don't treat yourself like really cool, and you're like, some party is very aware of it because you keep telling me, but I don't think you listen to yourself. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, and just kind of like dressed me down and was like, yeah, you got a lot that's just kind of with you that is not healthy, and you keep doing it. Stop. And one of it was me being a jack of all trades, so that I can always be useful. Turns out that's not healthy.
Yeah. Oh, damn it.
Which I do genuinely enjoy being a jack of all trades, because I enjoy the aspect of anyone being like, what even is this? And me going like, I have surface level knowledge of that because it's anything ever.
Correct. But the aim should not be to be quote unquote useful.
Yeah, the part of it being I can't wait to be useful to people is not the healthy part.
Yeah, you are useful. Mr. Winter, thank you so much for the follow. That is incredibly kind.
2 winters.
I died, so I must have a bean. And this one is either coffee or liver. Guess what? I hate coffee.
I was gonna say, you hate both of those, don't you?
I hate one of them more.
Oh, which one?
Turns out it's liver.
Oh, cool. I'm glad we got the information for that. I enjoy artificial coffee flavoring, but I really, really cannot stand the taste of regular coffee.
Oh. That's the worst one. Oh, that's very bad.
I'm just so terrified of consuming liver. I don't like the taste a whole lot, but I believe... Let me double check my diseases. If I recall correctly, eating too much liver gives you gout.
I believe that is true.
Like, technically it's like overconsumption of a specific... I think it's iron specifically.
Yes.
It gives you gout, but...
Livers have so much gout. I have so much iron. Livers have so much
specifically,
gout.
like... I don't know anybody in our friend group, for example, that's had gout. At least no one that's, like, publicly talked about it. That's because, like... At least for American dishes, there was a very brief period of time where liver was a main course, and now it is not. And so, like, older people would go like, oh yeah, it's my comfort food because I grew up with it. And then they ended up with gout, which for anyone who doesn't know is just like inflammatory arthritis. It's very painful. It basically affects like usually one joint at a time. And it like flares up and then will like go into remission and stuff. It's awful. It's really gross. I would not recommend looking it up like with pictures. And yeah, kings used to get it a lot because like they were hedonistic assholes.
Fun fact. Max, if you have access to the internet at the moment, I would like you to go onto Wikipedia and look up the article for necrosis.
Why do you want me to do that? Because I know what that is.
So, there is a photo in that article of a person who got a brown recluse spider bite and has like a necrotic hole in their leg.
Correct.
And I read a webcomic he wrote.
Oh, fascinating. What a series of words you just told me. So the thing is, brown recluse, I'm going to imagine I said that correctly, move on. Those spiders are really prevalent in Alabama, at least where I grew up.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a kid that, it was one of those, like, our families lived next to each other, and there were kids that were around the same age, so we hung out with
friends
them all the time.
because... Yeah.
And he was older, and, like, he had some, like, deep problems that I refuse to look into because I've not seen that dude in 20 years. But he got bit by one, and made it a point to show all the younger kids. It was not a good time.
Hello, Corehawk.
Poor Hawk. Hi, we're doing that thing that I tend to cause in everybody, which is let's bounce around topics violently and with no theming.
Yeah.
We're going through the Crystal Caves.
It's
Get
bad.
the gems, Bentley Bear.
Thank you, Dan.
Wait, Pig, that's from around your time. Have you ever played
No, I've never played Crystal Caves.
Crystal Castles? It's not complicated, but like I said, this place sucks on your first playthrough when you're going blind, and it gets a lot easier to the point where I sprint the entire time. But it's
sweet relief.
Did you finally get something good? Was it at least like toothpaste or something?
Berry blue or toothpaste. Can't lose.
Oh, thank God. Yeah.
In fact, yeah, this is toothpaste, which is my preference.
I don't know about the jelly bean specifically, but I definitely like both of those flavors for two very different reasons.
I like mint in general, so...
Yeah, right? I saw someone give me shit for saying mint chocolate chip is like my consistent favorite ice cream.
It's way up there. It's not
It's
my my favorite. My favorite is vanilla because Like, there is a clarity to vanilla ice cream that you don't get anywhere.
Dude, the fact that vanilla, one of the hardest things to actually harvest, is like synonymous with plain is fascinating to me.
Yeah,
Vanilla plants bloom like for one night and then wilt.
and artificial vanilla scent has a history. Do you know where it was traditionally harvested from?
Is that the one that was
Yes.
an animal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I also know they stopped doing that. Yeah, it was beavers. I was
Yeah,
like,
so-
my brain said koalas. I was like, no, koalas don't do anything other than be weirdly poisonous.
So, artificial vanilla scent was mostly from Castiorum, which you got from the anal glands of beavers.
Greg, koalas and flatfish fill the same spot in my brain, which is, you're certainly doing something. Is it flatfish I'm thinking of?
Sunfish, maybe?
Sunfish, that's the one.
Yeah.
Listen, every time I see a sunfish, it's specifically with the text over that just says Flat Fuck Friday, so like...
Oh, for me, Flatfuck Friday is the Gator song, so...
It's also that. It's just when I see a sunfish, it always has that text on it, because boy, those lads.
They're good.
The sunfish copy pasta?
Yeah, there's a sunfish copy pasta and a koala copy pasta. They're both, like, wrong biologically, but they're very funny.
I was gonna say, they are both fascinating, because the sunfish lives by being useless to anything that would possibly try to eat it, and so they just don't.
The sunfish is basically plankton. It's just really big plankton.
And koalas are disgusting.
Yeah, they have chlamydia. Literally all of them.
That, they eat nothing but poison all day.
Where do I go for... Oh, I've been fighting that guy, but I don't need to, do I?
Correct. You can technically dodge past him. Oh yeah, this is a place where you can use your funny stones.
Can I just run across here? Time to find
I have
out.
to wait for the camera to be adjusted.
Oh, I hate this. I hate this.
Oh yeah.
He fell. Oh my lord.
Oh. Oh hell yeah.
That worked.
Pig finally catches a break this stream.
Where do I even go? Oh, I
Pancake
hate
on the
this
bun wee.
so much, Max.
The answer is mostly forward. But it definitely does not feel good.
Oh, there's another one of them.
There it is.
I wonder if I can do the same thing to him.
You can certainly try. Also, yes, this does have like a weird dreamlike quality, especially with like the wings of that butterfly just like hanging off the side of the camera. While this giant golden crystal monster chases Pig.
Bye.
Like weird invisible platforms that have...
Oh, where do I go from here now? Oh, I have made a huge mistake.
I did the Dion thing of like, you can certainly try. And you went, oh cool, that means I can. Oh god, I thought he like clipped you into the crystal. What he did was worse. Also, Sage, another really good word.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget that, like, with the very nature of the community being as big as it is, like, people, there's bound to be people with a bunch of different interests, and that also includes linguistics, etymology, and just, like, knowing really specific words.
Buttered popcorn or rotten egg again. Oh. The egg is worse than the popcorn, but the popcorn's still bad. Have I been increasing the number?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, my weird niche interest, if we're talking about it, is... God, I'm gonna sound like such a nerd. Like, by my standards, keep in mind. I really like good ligatures on letters.
I have to go look up what that sentence means.
So,
Oh, okay, that is what I thought it was.
yeah.
You know,
Like-
that is fair.
Like in the word official, sometimes the FFI will be merged into a single beautiful character.
Yeah.
And a font with good ligatures makes me very happy.
So this is one of those things that I had to learn in school for some reason and never got to use, and therefore lost the ability to do it. I took 3 years of calligraphy.
So I didn't take that long. I took a year, but that's interesting. Is that just another thing that all neurodivergent people do?
Mine was specifically the place
Oh,
I went to
Sage.
school at.
Say, just because I like ligatures doesn't mean my handwriting doesn't look like chicken scratch.
I was gonna say my handwriting is shit if I'm writing in English.
Oh, what's
I
it?
have a language I use for D&D
Oh,
that I write very beautifully, and my onion. My Japanese is really clean. And when I'm doing typesets for art, I make sure I'm very, very like meticulous about it.
Max, let me tell you, my Japanese is very clean is the sexiest thing anybody has ever said to me.
Thanks.
Katakana is beautiful.
Oh, bad news.
Oh, kanji?
I was gonna say, Alphonse has been so confused about this. I only know kanji.
That's fine.
It's weird. You're not supposed to learn it that way. And I'm like, I don't know. It makes sense to me.
Please tell me. Please at least tell me that gold guys do not respawn.
Hey, I don't want to lie to you.
Lie to me. Tell me
some
sweet
gold
lies.
guys- There are gold guys that don't respawn.
That's the least helpful answer.
I'm full of dodging questions, so I don't have to lie to people.
Like that comic I read where Pinocchio became the most loved politician in the world. Because he had learned to only say things that could never be interpreted as either truth or falsehood. Okay, at least this gold one didn't respawn.
Okay, I was gonna say, I didn't know for sure. Is that... Shrek 3 is the one where they whitewash Shrek with identity theft, right?
I thought that was Shrek 2.
Was it? I don't remember.
Oh. What the?
Oh, did you slide?
I hate this.
Yeah.
Why did I slide?
Like, it'll happen. Because this game's kind of old.
This is
and
the
that's, like, the
remastered version.
best.
It's supposed to be
They
better.
didn't change anything.
Strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish?
Polar opposite vibes.
Yeah. I make an effort to chew each one at least 5 times so that I actually get the flavor. And let me tell you, it's a challenge sometimes.
I mean, Smage, I know they did, in a literal sense, change a couple things. They basically took an upscale mod that already existed and put it in the game, and then patched it after the fact.
So I do keep feeling bad that I'm losing souls, but then remembering that I did grind for 200,000 souls, and my stats are really just where I need them to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you... Like, a 30 in, like, any 4 stats, if you're gonna use them, like, you're solid.
But I like big number.
I do too. That's why I do magic builds in DS1. Enchant Crystal Weapon is incredibly powerful.
It sounds fancy.
I can pull up the formula for you, but I don't know if you're a math nerd.
Excuse me, what do you mean? I run D&D games.
D&D's not a lot of math, though.
Yeah, being a DM is.
Is it?
It's maths and creativity.
I don't have a lot of problems with, like, getting any math set up, because, like... I can usually, like, look at a thing and go, like... Like, I basically got rules of thumb for, like, anything I need to know, and also know how to adjust on the fly.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair.
But I also realize calling what I do D&D is a little bit of a misnomer, given how much is just homebrew anyway.
I really want to play Roll for Shoes.
I mean, I've got some shoes here.
Do you know Roll for Shoes?
No, not in the least.
So it is a tabletop role-playing game where the entirety of the rule set fits on a business card.
Gotcha.
It's incredibly short. You can roll to do anything, and if you succeed, you get a skill point in whatever that thing is. It's called Roll for Shoes.
Factory.
Yeah, it's called Roll for Shoes because the first people who were playtesting it, a guy rolled to see if he was wearing shoes. He was.
Oh,
and,
hell yeah.
And then he got a point in shoes. So he got really good shoes. Which meant that he could successfully use his shoes to kick down a dungeon door and get the Shoes of Kicking as his next level in that ability.
Hell yeah.
And it's just... It's a lot more freeform than D&D, but as a result of that, there's just so much you can do.
I've always loved systems that were like... They just had like the most insane sounding skills.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember an old Flash game called Level Up, but like...
Vaguely, but I don't think I played it
that.
much.
There was like skills for running, skills for jumping, skills for sleeping. They were all required for various things, like you actually had to level them up by doing the thing.
I do remember that now. I remember that aspect of it. So...
So, you see,
Hi, butterfly.
I was gonna say, you remember where you, like where you landed on this crystal itself?
Yeah?
Basically, you can just keep going in the same direction.
Even though it's not marked.
You can use bows or your prism shards to double check where. But I can see the snowflakes via stream delay, and like, they're just landing below the crystal, and it looks kind of weird.
Oh. BS.
Yeah. So, the magic weapon things, in general, scale off your catalyst's magic adjust stat, which is, in this game, just your int, basically. Also, yes, H, that's why prism stones and or arrows are extremely, extremely useful for this one thing. The first time you play it, and then you just kind of memorize it by dying all the time.
It's here?
Mm-hmm. I gave you the DM. Yeah, you can try to fight the gold golem.
And then I go... Where? Oh my lord, do I just keep going in this direction? No.
I mean, basically, but like, you'll have to adjust a little bit.
Oh my god.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I believe prism stones last through death at least.
This is hell.
Yeah.
This is actually hell.
Yeah. So magic weapons are really fun.
Another liver and onion or coffee.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so where is how this works? So like magic weapon itself, like the baseline.
Oh, that comes on me slowly. Okay. Magic weapon scale with intelligence.
Could someone add that to the quote bot? Just like real quick.
Sage, get on that.
So like magic weapon, for example, it takes 10 int, and it gives bonus magic damage equal to 0.8 times your magic adjustment stat, which, if you can use a catalyst, is basically 80 free damage. Imagine adding that to, oh, I don't know, like a bandit's knife that attacks really quickly and usually has low attack to make up for that.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Like, even if you have bare minimum stats, you're getting so much damage on that. That is the lowest tier spell. Great magic weapon is 1.1 times, and crystal is 1.4 times.
Good lord. Greg, it's exclamation mark quote space ad.
Oh, that's weird. Where
It's stream elements.
Oh, okay. I was like, the one that me and Smoothie uses, mix it up, and that one's all one word.
Yeah, I know. There are 1,000 different ways to do it.
Yeah. Is there a thing? So like, basically if you get the bare minimum stats, you can still add a bunch of damage to a very quick weapon. With almost no investment, because like 10 int.
Yeah.
And if you, for some reason, decide to do a Spellblade thing, there's basically a sweet spot for a bunch of different, like, oh, if you want to put this many points into it, blah, blah, blah. But Crystal Magic Weapon, you only need 25 int to actually use. You basically get 200 magic adjust for that.
Oh,
which,
lord.
you know,
Is meant.
means you're getting 280 attack.
My lord.
Yeah, magic weapons are fun. Magic weapons are also the earliest you can get a basically a plus 10 weapon, because you can get it at the start of the game.
Excuse me?
Yeah. You remember, did you get Lotric at Firelink Shrine?
Yeah.
So you can go down further than that.
That part I
into this-
know.
Yeah, there's an NPC down there. He's in a funny jail cell.
Yes.
He gives you some introductory magic spells. What he also does is he can infuse your weapon with magic.
Oh.
So the way to infuse weapons with different elemental stuff is usually green Titanite shards.
Yeah.
And then it goes into the different elemental chunks, and it's a whole ordeal. The thing is, if you have the master key, you can get into Blight Town. And I don't know if you ever fought the funny leeches.
I did in my previous playthrough, not this time.
They have 2 drops. Large Titanite shard, singular, or 5 green Titanite shards. If you get, I believe, 10 of them, 10 or 15, you get a +5 magic weapon, which you, in total, is a +5 normal weapon, ascended to magic, +5 magic weapon. You have not fought any bosses other than Asylum Demon.
That's amazing. Okay, roughly what direction do I go? Do I go towards that pillar, or exactly between them, or...
It's kind of in the middle, and you can't really see it from here. Or at least I can't. I need to stop doing that. There is a...
Okay, so the 2 pillars I pointed at, it wasn't between them.
Do you have any form of arrows on you?
I'll check. Because that might be...
Like, you don't have to have the weapon requirements to at least fire them, and arrows will stick out on flat surfaces.
Stink bug or toasted marshmallow. I have had so many beans recently. I got to Anne Orlando on 17. And now I'm at nearly 40.
I believe you were at 29 at the end of Bed of Chaos.
Oh, that's rancid.
Nikki, that's correct. However, you can't get the good magic weapon buffs
Thank you for
up
the
until
dukes,
the later
Greg.
parts of the game. And so if you infuse your starting weapons, like say just a regular short sword, then you just have that as a flat, you don't need any more investment, it's just going to do crazy damage. And then as you get your build actually going by fighting bosses, you will then be able to like get a better weapon and do that. It's a really good jumpstart on the everything.
Where's my... I'll use the bow for this one. Because
It's whichever one you actually have more ammo for.
I wish to be able to aim. I have 44 arrows.
Yeah. Can you not aim crossbows in this one?
Not without the binoculars, and it's not great.
Ugh. Yeah, Nikki, Spellblade specifically is how I like to do my builds. For DS1 at least. Because, like, they take work still. Like, because to do, like, actual Spellblade builds, you are spreading your stats really thin. And so you usually end up, like, really glass cannony. Because, like, you have to put points into attunement, and int, and either strength and or dex. And you have to make sure you're not fat rolling and have health. And it's really hard to do that. Sage, that's gorgeous.
Sage, please DM me your handwriting, because I haven't been able to check it on stream. But I do want to see it.
I can DM it to you.
Or
I'm a
that.
professional. I was already looking at it. I mean, yes, Nikki, you can get some really good spellcasting stuff if you want to go the spellcasting route. The thing is, I like the Spellblade, and doing it the way I do it is a better start than, like, basically saving up for the weapon buffs.
I will say, these guys, for being not particularly tough to kill, are actually very good for grinding up some souls.
Yes, this was my farming spot once I did... My first playthrough, I got to Ornstein's moment. Oh, it's the guys! Got my ass kicked for a few hours, and then I came here first because it was, like, right there. And boy howdy, if this wasn't a wake-up call, I was like, sure. Why not just do this? Also, what is Smage talking about with you getting mad at chat for aiming the crossbow?
I didn't get mad with chat. I got mad that you can't aim a crossbow, and then chat sent me on like a whole long side quest to get binoculars, which make aiming your crossbow only slightly less awful because you have to.
You still don't get the reticle?
Yeah, you have to aim with the binoculars and then unuse the binoculars and then shoot, and you can't see if you hit. It was awful. But what it got me is a bitchin' sword.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
Also,
I feel
yes,
like I actually won.
For what's Sage, that's not my actual handwriting, that's me being meticulous about stream assets. I'm trying to find the photo of my actual handwriting. It's not good.
My handwriting is so bad that I was one of the only people in our class who was allowed to type out his tests in one of our exams.
Ooh, that is a rough one.
Yeah.
I got that lecture every single year of your college professors won't let you do this, your college professors won't let you just hand things in like that. And by the time I got to college, everything was on a computer. It was great. I had a fun time. And then I dropped out anyway. Also, just so it's on the record, I went to go find pictures of my handwriting because I have them around here somewhere. Instead, I almost sent Sage the entire series of Futurama.
I see no problems. Anyway, I have shot several arrows, and they've hit nothing. So...
I mean, I had this problem when I was trying to talk about Dark Souls 3 the other day. So much of this is muscle memory to me. If I'm not controlling it, I'm not super sure.
And yes, I'm aiming as low as I can. See, I'm trying to see anywhere where the sparkles are not just vanishing into the abyss.
I mean, that's the thing. Them, like, landing looks kind of the same as them...
There's also just not a lot of snowflakes here.
Yeah.
Because, like, there, that's pretty obvious.
Do you have to go back up and, like, over it?
Don't ask me! Smage, thank you for the nickel.
I'm more asking in general because I don't remember. And sometimes chat has wisdom.
See, those are disappearing. All of the ones I'm looking at now are disappearing. I see something there.
It looks like I don't have any of my actual handwriting. I just have it for fantasy stuff. No.
It's further along this way, I think. There's something up here.
This map does not help me.
Oh, I've got to get up there somehow?
Okay, yeah, so if, I was gonna say, I think it might be the upper path, because if you're shooting arrows and not finding anything, then this might be a slight side area. You can take that one back up, yeah.
Cool. I don't love
That's
this.
on me. I will absolutely own up to that.
Nah,
Also, you were so close to Hollow Knight, holy shit.
I am. But I've been tickling the balls of Hollow Knight for a long time and not getting there. I do have plans to get some more followers at some point, but we'll see how that works out.
I mean, I know some folks.
Thank you, but I have... So, without wanting to reveal too much, I do have plans to actually advertise. Like a professional might. Thank you for whoever put down this message. Imminent fall.
I was gonna say, aren't you offline?
Yes. So whoever put down this message is
It's
literally...
a dev message.
Yeah.
It's part of a game, yeah.
Okay. So I can walk as far as that arrow safely, right?
I believe so. If you can see the arrow, then yeah. I believe the paths themselves don't tend to like zigzag around.
I shot another arrow and it didn't seem to...
You see that ledge where they're like falling towards?
Yeah.
You want to go towards that ledge in general, although safety first in a world of one-shots.
Because the thing is, I can go there.
Go. Okay. Yes.
I hate this.
Yeah, it is nerve-wracking. There's a reason it's muscle memory. If I think too much about it, I will have a panic. And not even the fun kind, like the ones at the disco. You should be able to make a straight shot towards that ledge itself, the one you're aiming at.
Yeah. Oh, that's garbage.
Quick question. What are your thoughts on seafood?
I eat it occasionally. I tend to enjoy it. I'm not a big fan of like shrimp or prawns, but calamari and fish are great. Am I about to fight a fish?
Depends on what you want to classify as a fish.
Oh, jelly friends! Oh no. Crab friends? Oh, hell
Clams,
yes.
clams.
Chat, can we get some crab please in chat?
Also, do it closely. They've got skulls in them. I don't have answers. They drop, I believe, Twinkling Titanite, like, pretty decently, and they drop a fuck ton of souls.
They also got them leggies.
They do. Now I got myself curious. Because this is another case of, like, how much lore is there even about these things?
Ow! That's rude. You're rude.
Oh, yeah, that is really pretty, Sage. The, like, opalescent lining of it, it's really, really gorgeous.
There's a lot of Twinkling Titanite.
Yep, this is where you go to farm it. Yeah, Nikki. To be fair, that actually is already like addressed partially the first time you encounter Seath. Do you recall him giving you a buildup of status when he was crystallizing you?
Not really. I just remember dying quite quickly.
Yeah, he gives you a status buildup, which if you're not very smart about and or overleveled, then like it can be a real problem. There's a fun status effect in this game called Curse.
Oh, and that's what the Purging Stone was for?
It cures your curse.
How similar is it to Dark Souls 2 Curse?
Not at all. But that's also because Dark Souls 1 and 2 have fundamentally different health mechanics.
Yeah.
In Dark Souls 2, Curse itself would just... Oh, gotcha.
Oh, right. Because Dark Souls 1 doesn't reduce max health.
Yes, in 2 it just basically gives you another level of hollowing, and in DS1, it instantly kills you and then cuts your health in half. Until you cure it.
Nice.
If you say so.
Ooh, a shiny thing. I'm going to go towards that. Like a moth
should.
toward a flame.
Yeah, there's something to be said about moths towards flames. Hey Chad, I hope you like tentacles.
I do. Calamari's tasty. And also, lime isn't here, so, you know, not the other thing. Oh, it's just seed again.
Yeah, but like for realsies this time. And chat, I'm gonna have to ask you to
Nikki.
behave for this boss fight.
Yeah. I assume this is a really tough one.
It can be. This is also a fight where you can obtain a legendary weapon. It is not for your build, but it's where you get it. Queen! Hello, darling.
Hello, Queen.
Pig is winning. He's genuinely doing the best that I usually see, like, new Dark Souls 1 players do. Like,
Whoa.
not in any way an exaggeration.
Ow,
Yeah.
ow, 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 this damage. So,
Yeah?
I hit Seath several times.
Mm-hmm.
Seath took damage.
Yes.
Seath then didn't take damage. Can I just GTFO?
No.
Okay, so this
You're
isn't
in the boss fight.
this isn't like a gimmick fight.
It's a gimmick, yeah.
I have to do something before he'll take damage. Oh! Is it the bright shining thing?
See, Chad, I knew you could do it. Pig's got a big old brain. Remember how he was looking towards immortality and like researching and everything?
Oh, those are things that keep him immortal?
Yeah, that crystal kept him immortal. Fun fact,
Ow, ow!
he
Okay.
can do this fight in a way that he'll basically walk up, break it himself, and stun.
Cool, so I hate that I have to do that whole run back.
Yeah, nobody likes it. Luckily, now that you at least mostly know like where the paths are, it is easier.
Yep. Strawberry banana smoothie or rotten fish.
You set your controller down, didn't you?
I did. I did.
Where's the,
Hello, Queen Myanmar. Okay. I've got like one
There's-
more attempt in me.
That is entirely fair. You did kill a god.
Hell yeah. Also, isn't Elden Ring all about gods as well?
Yes. It
That
is
was-
more directly about gods too.
That was the most hesitant answer you've ever given about any lore.
I hate Elden Ring, dude.
Interesting.
Like,
I was
really don't
considering
like that
doing
thing.
Elden Ring next.
Oh, dude, people in general tend to enjoy it. And my views are skewed in a bunch of different directions that very much affect my opinion of that game. One is, I played that game on launch day. Magic was famously useless.
Also, the dogs.
Queen, it's me, Max. Sometimes I forget people just don't immediately recognize my voice for some reason.
And it is a very pretty voice.
Oh, thank you.
Huzzahs all around.
Yeah. Some of my bigger complaints with Elden Ring was, A, I played it on day one, which I hate the games aren't coming out finished, and I will always be mad about that.
And you
But
are
that also
correct.
means, like, if you play that game day one, almost all sorcery is pointless. The two spells that are not useless are, one is taking advantage of a mechanic, and one is, it does a lot of stagger, and so even though it doesn't do a lot of damage, you can just stagger lock everything.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like the story being told. It feels all over the place and even more vague at parts than Dark Souls, which is certainly saying something.
Yeah, that's impressive.
There were quest lines and NPCs that just weren't there until they patched them in. I don't know if you've seen the lovely jar people, but I love them.
Oh, yeah.
There was only one in the original. They had like a whole town and you could go see it and there was nothing there.
That's weird.
And now it's an entire thing. Like, it's a whole thing.
Lelele is very good, Queen.
Yeah, like most NPC quests were either not there or not finished.
Yeah. Like, the ability to patch games is an objectively good thing.
Yes. Shouts to the NES and its loads of god-awful, hilariously bad games.
Yes. But the fact that games can be patched has led to an awful thing.
More crunch, because if it's out, then we can just patch it whenever we want to.
Yeah.
And Josh, honestly, I'm glad people do enjoy it.
I
have many complaints, and Cahill hates me for that too.
Oh, I was sliding, but slowly enough that I could recover.
Yeah, that is how I do that run, and it makes me sweat like crazy every time. I hate it. That one specific spot I hate.
Okay.
And like,
I think I'm just gonna do this. Yep.
I mean, you would think though, Queen, right? You would think like, oh, we have some lenience, but like, no. You can, if you can get a game put out in 6 months, and then it's out and people are buying it, the point in general is like, you're only paying these people for 6 months worth of work and still profiting off a $40 to $70 game. And then if bad reviews start coming in, then you can just patch it at your lenience. You've already got their money.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, patches are incredibly good for a lot of things. It's just kind of also led to that. The gaming industry is taking a tumble, and it's really upsetting to see a second time that's happening.
And for many of the same reasons.
Yep. Kind of. One of them was also Nintendo's monopoly on, like, hardware.
Yes.
Way back when.
This guy is just the, what's it called? Flight of the Phoenix? What's that New Zealand comedy band?
Flight of the Conchords?
Flight of the Conchords, thank you. This guy is just the Flight of the Conchords song, Leggy Blonde.
Oh my god, it is. Someone slap a wig on this boy. Also, Queen, like, yeah, I live sandwiched between two mountains. Internet's not, like, the best here. It just recently got tolerable, and that's because people complained enough. Up until then, it was literally dial-up. As someone with experience with dial-up when it was the only thing available, when we moved here, that's all they had available. And I don't know, just legitimately not being able to play games because even single-player games had to be connected to a server or had to update before they just didn't crash on launch. Like, really upsetting. I mean, Babat, for what it's worth,
Ow.
I would very much always say, do what you love anyway, Because, like, even if it doesn't become your career, you can still make your own games.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it's a lot of work.
I would love to get
but-
into game dev, but I
would
lose
too.
motivation every time I try.
I spoke with, I want to say Cahill about it. It might have been Malu. About just, like, grabbing a handful of folks in general, being like, why don't we just, like, work on just, like, prototyping a game, because why not?
Yeah,
And because, like, we've got a lot of folks in the community in general who are like, I like doing this one thing, and because of that, I do it really, really well. Like Cahill with art, and
Yeah.
me with my writing, and, like Cordsy with music. And it's like, most of us, on an individual level, don't know jack shit about game design. But collectively, between a lot of us, we could get something done.
yeah.
The problem is
I
organizing.
am literally a professional developer.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's my job.
Nikki is absolutely emotional support and HR.
Yeah.
And I was just like, we have the ability to do that.
Do I need to break
On a-
crystal again?
I believe you do.
Yes.
What blows my mind about Dredge, Baybat, is I remember seeing a Tumblr post like 9 years ago that described exactly what that game is. And there's something beautiful in that.
But he's really mean about peeps getting too close to him.
Yeah. Also, Sage, that really warmed my heart. I wish I could compose music, but like, I've half finished 3 songs, and then gave up. Yeah, there's a couple different ways you can approach this fight after, you know, you're allowed to fight him.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's Dark Souls. If you're doing damage and you're not dying, who really cares?
Well, one of those things is happening.
I mean, yeah, that will be.
Ow. God, the damage just keeps happening.
Everything is happening so much all the time, and it sucks.
Yeah.
The thing with me, Sage, is specifically for music, I've played it for like 14 years.
What was that? Every other attack was dealing like tick damage.
So
And
if
then-
he hits you with the laser itself, it does very big burst damage.
I found
If you
out.
stand in the crystals themselves, the crystals do chip damage.
Yeah. I found out. Thank you for the dudes, Greg. Okay. One last bean, and then that is the end of stream.
One bean for the road.
Is it pomegranate, or is it an old Band-Aid?
Also, yeah, Baybat, composing music takes like such a different set of skills, and it bleeds into just being math after a certain point that, like, I love deconstructing music.
Oh, I swear I can taste somebody's scabs on that.
Oh god, dude.
Hmm.
Come on, man.
It's not my fault.
Maybe they shouldn't be putting scabs in their beans.
Anyway, that's... Ugh. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna end stream. Because I
Oh
must.
no.
What? Are you
So
unhappy
before Smage
that...
left, he sent a message in your chat. And, you know how you're doing Dark Souls 1? And you, me, and Cahill are all, masochists?
Yes?
At some point, Smage was like, hey, you like Souls-likes? And I was like, I play them, certainly. What's the worst weapon to use in the Surge? And I went, probably the piston. Why do you ask? And he's like, cool. I'm gonna
Anyway.
do a playthrough of nothing but that.
So Shadow Mage is currently playing the Surge, so let's raid him.
Yeah, unrelated. The last thing he said was, oh yeah, this reminds me of something I feel like I need to go do. And I was like, neat. Surely, because I don't recognize what that means, I don't know what he's talking about. And I looked over as soon as you put your ending screen up, and I was like, oh, Afterglow's on, you know, like, a couple other people I like is on. And at the very bottom, I see Shadow Mage, and I was like, oh, that's what he's doing.
Anyway, thank you all for joining me. Please, just give Shadow Mage your love, your protection, your encouragement. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Max, thank you so much.
Oh, of course, dude.
It was super cool having you here. And yeah, if you want to pop in on any future stream, just let me know.
Yeah, of course.
No
I'd gladly show
obligation
up for the next
but
one for more lore.
yeah. Anyway, we're gonna raid Shadow Mage, who really needs your help. I will be live probably on Friday, 5:30 Eastern Time, continuing with this, hopefully beating Seethe, hopefully eating 10,000 beans, because I know that that's what you all are here for. Yeah. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, or whatever time zone you're in. Once again, thank you to Mr. Winter, if you're still here, for the follow. It's very much appreciated. And I will see you all around in a future stream. Have a good one, everybody. Ciao.
Yee.